Hello, hello. Do, do, do. Bear with me for a moment. I'm going to probably go upstairs and switch to my desktop, but I am just experimenting with something right now. Using up glue sticks. Using up some glue sticks. I'm trying to make a pot that I could turn into a geode pot. But if it works, you guys will see it. If it doesn't, well, then you won't see it. Why is my glue gun not working? Hello. Oh, hell, if you're saying you're going to get canceled for this, I'm here for it. It's got to be good. Hey, Casey. Hey, Pause. You haven't caught me live lately. I haven't really been live lately. It's been when I could, when I got an extra hour or so, I go live. Ugh, this stupid thing. Why is it not catching? I think I did a new glue gun. Hot glue gun. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Good afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Dude, I got a stupid question. Did daylight savings hit yet? I didn't even notice it. You know why? Maybe my husband changed the clocks and didn't tell me. Usually I knew it was coming. Or is it this weekend? Or am I just an idiot? Yeah. Did it happen yet? It hit. All right. So then my husband must have changed the clocks, because normally I could tell because my, my stove and my microwave will be on the wrong time, and they're not. So I was like, wait a second. I saw somebody saying something yesterday about, oh no, I heard it on a live stream I think it was the Girls Next Door podcast. She's like, daylight savings is messing me up. I'm like, wait a second, that happened? Because usually I change the clock on my microwave or whatever. So I'm like, I don't remember having to change the clock yet. Why is this fucking glue gun it's like not grabbing the damn glue stick? I think it's just probably worn out. This thing is like older than dirt. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Yeah, so I might get canceled for this live. Not really. I don't know. I don't really fucking care. You know what? If you don't like my opinions, I feel like just unsubscribe from my channel. Honestly, it's just an opinion. It's just an opinion. But the last couple of days, it's been quite a shit show, if I don't say so myself. With this whole story, right? With this person, this scammer in the community. And I was listening to somebody this morning, and I don't even fucking know why, I'll just be honest with you. I typically don't listen to this person, Tracy, the truth. I could not believe some of the shit that was coming out of her mouth. Because, as much as I don't care for Tracy and she doesn't care for me, I think of her as a reasonably intelligent woman. But I've realized, and maybe it's because I'm not really necessarily part of any group these days, right? And I'm just I don't really go in chats. I don't really watch all these people on a regular basis, right? I'm not on a side. I feel like when you're standing back and you're not really involved in shit, you're kind of able to look at it more, I guess subjectively. Is it subjectively? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Without any bias. I'm not on a side. I don't care who's friends with who or who doesn't like who. Whatever. So yesterday was quite a shit show. Okay. People, look, and again, if you want to fucking unsubscribe to me for this, please go ahead. I really don't fucking care. It's just my opinion. Opinions are like assholes. But I feel like there was some grandstanding going on yesterday with some people. Everybody's trying to save the day. I'm the fucking scammer buster. And it's like, oh my God, what is wrong with you people? You know what I'm saying? It's just chill the fuck out. All right. Chill the fuck out. Some people were going literally over the fucking top with some of their commentary on this shit. It's gone so deep, but I expect this from the internet, because this is what happens when you get a bunch of middle-aged women together you know, it gets dramatic. It just gets overly dramatic. Maybe that's the best way to say it. So that's how I felt when I was watching this shit yesterday. Cause I'm like, this is fucking over the top, dude. Like, seriously, it's over the top. And maybe because I was here through the fucking Diane days and the, all the other shit. We've seen this happen before. This isn't the first fucking time. We've seen many people get busted out for lying on the internet or scamming people or whatever. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like back in the day, I guess it was more like shocking because, the first time it happens, and maybe I'm the asshole because I'm like desensitized to this shit, at this point because it's been how many years in this fucking shit community? I don't know. I don't know. But I didn't listen to like everybody's streams. I caught little bits and pieces here and there. People are talking about it and discussing it. So, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? I'm bored. I want to get in the know. Oh, and back to Tracy the Truth today. Couldn't believe what she was saying. She basically, in a nutshell, I made a little video about this. It's on members only, but I'll take it off members only. But basically, in a nutshell, I was kind of shocked. Okay, because I do think Tracy's an intelligent person, or I thought she was. But I think sometimes her judgment, even her intelligence, gets clouded by her fucking hatred for certain people. But she's like basically saying these people didn't get scammed. They're dummies because they didn't research the scammer. I'm like, okay. Like if everybody had the ability to research a scammer and tell that somebody was a scammer prior to giving them money, then nobody would get scammed. I mean, like she was doing some heavy victim blaming. And I was wondering in my head, Tracy, where the fuck was this energy when the St. Jude's thing was going on? And you were blaming Diane and Wendy and Randy and everybody's scammers, right? Where was that fucking energy back then? Because you weren't telling, the people who super chatted Diane that you didn't get scammed, you got dummied, or whatever the fuck you said. I don't even know what the fuck. Get smarter. Like, while I agree, be cautious with your money, dude. Don't just start shelling hundreds out at every little fucking sob story you hear from a complete stranger on the internet. I've maintained that since the St. Jude days. Like, dude, you got to question people on the internet. I'm sorry. You should question people in real life, but especially on the internet, especially, faceless people, strangers that you never met before. Don't just fucking believe, take their word at face value. But at the same time, I get it. There's kind-hearted people here and they want to help people. Yeah, dude, cocktail dress. My brain was like about to explode listening to her. Cause like, I don't even listen to Tracy normally. I just like happen to be like, I was doing something. I turned fucking, I don't know why. I saw that she was live. I was like, oh, what's Tracy have to say? I haven't heard from her in a while. I don't know why, because I typically do not click on her lives. But I was like, okay, I go back a little bit in her stream because she had already been live for a while. And I heard that and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, are you kidding, Tracy? Are you fucking kidding me? Some of the shit that was coming out of her mouth, I was just like, wow, just fucking wow, Tracy. Like, you can't be this much of a fucking hypocrite. If you bitch, I'm sorry, if you give, you can't bitch later if it turns out fraudulent. So anyway, what happened yesterday, okay, was there was a couple of people, they went live, they're like doxing people, doxing out the information. They're like, everybody needs to know this. And I'm like, all right, this is a little fucking extreme. Because do you really think, I'm sorry, but this goes to anybody who went live about this yesterday. Do you really think that the name Megan whatever is a real fucking name? Do you think this scammer gave you a real fucking name or gave people a real name? Because I don't. Because it ain't lining up. All right. I saw yesterday a screenshot and somebody was showing on screen and the person was supposedly born in 1989, which would make them around 36 years old, I believe. That person does not sound like 36 years old, in my opinion. But this person's been doing this for quite a while now, okay? In the same community. And I don't know whether to call them a scammer or a fucking genius at this point, because I'm like, holy shit, they've tricked, if it's all the same person, right? The same person that fucked with Laura and MGL, Diane, burnt toast, busted out, and now this. I mean, shit, they've reinvented themselves more than fucking Madonna at this point. And they've been able to scam all these people in like the same-ish community. Like, fuck, I don't know whether to pat them on the back or tell them to fuck off, I'm joking. Obviously, I'm not going to pat a fucking scammer on the back. But here, so today, all right, I'm going around, I'm reading some commentary, people clipped people talking. I have no dog in the fight between, all these people, Jonesin, Queen Bee, Nonsense, all these people. I don't even know who's really friends and allies and shit, because I really don't pay attention to that whole side of the community or that community, because I don't consider myself even part of that community, because I'm not, because I don't interact with them, those people really. But I'm like, all right, there's so many people, and I feel like I'm like, are you really this mad? Or is it just because you don't like the other person that you're fucking mad? Because they're like, I saw a lot of people in these comments and shit, even in my own comments, right? Where they're kind of like, well, how does Jonesin let this scammer stick around for a year and scam people? And I'm like, well, that's not really fair of you to blame her. And I'm not like a Jonesin fan or anything. I'm not sticking up for her, because I don't know her enough to like or dislike her. I don't watch her. But I'm like, I mean, I know who she is. I've obviously watched her in the past, but not enough to even say whether I like or dislike her. Okay. I'm just trying to be fair in this situation. I listened to her stream the other day, right, when Laura was covering it. And here's how I understand what went down. Okay. And tell me if I'm fucking wrong here. But this was from the first stream that she did about it. I did listen to a little portion of her stream yesterday after I don't know, it was just fucking crazy yesterday. But anyway, here's what I understand happened. Okay. This person was clearly, telling some bullshit stories about them having ovarian cancer, and it spread to the lungs, which I'm sorry would have sent up a red flag for me personally. But some people don't, have that type of knowledge where they would question that. So I can understand people thinking that it's true, because if you never really dealt with people having cancer, then you might not, you know what I'm saying, like up close and personal, you might not understand that that's not how it works. It's just not really how cancer spreads. It's not going to shoot up your body into your lungs from your uterus, I think, or whatever it was, or ovaries or something. It just it typically spreads to close areas first, and then branches out, goes through your lymphatic system. There's stages that it goes in. So that sounded suspect to me right off the bat. But again, some people might not know that, because a lot of cancers do spread to the lungs. Breast cancer, any cancer that's up near the lungs can spread to the lungs, as secondary. So anyway, all right, fine. Doesn't even matter. Okay. The person, I think people were giving her money. Okay. And then at a certain point in time, this is how Jonesin explained it in the video, and this is how I understand it. I might not be saying it verbatim how she said it, but this is how I understand it. I think at a certain point in time, somebody, or maybe a few people, started to question her stories. They weren't adding up. And they must have got to talking to some other people in the group. Okay. And they were like, yeah, I was questioning that shit too. It just don't sound right. And collectively, they all agreed, maybe we should put the kibosh on sending this woman money, because something ain't right. Now, at this point in time, they don't have proof of it. Okay. This could have been 3 months into it, or whatever she said. They don't have proof though. And you guys know how it works around here. You don't fucking start pointing fingers and, accusing people of shit when you don't have receipts. You can't do that. So I understand why they might have sat on the information, even if they knew it. Okay. They didn't have 100% proof. That's just I knew Laura called CPS on me, but I didn't go live constantly accusing her of it, because I didn't have the proof. Once I got the proof, Laura, you can fuck off. But it takes a while, and you don't want to sit there accusing people, because what if you're wrong? And she even fucking kind of said this in the live stream, which is why I'm so shocked that people are like, why did she let this person sit around? I mean, she kind of fucking explained it to you. And granted, I don't know if this is the truth. I'm taking her word for it, but I don't see why she has a reason to lie. But she did say that in the stream the other day. She was like, well, what if we were wrong? I mean, we thought it was scam, but we didn't know for 100% sure. So what if we were wrong? From how I understand it, at that point in time, even they all started questioning her, and then they pulled back on the finances, right? And they just let it marinate, I guess, and just let it be for a while. Then later on, which was around 2 weeks ago, from what she said, okay, more they got more proof of what was going on. They got more proof of what they were thinking. And then they confronted her after that, right? And so with that, they were finally able to make it a scam. Now, here's another reason why they might not have said anything or kicked her out of the group. Once you know a person's capable, okay, of doing something like this, you're like, well, this person lied about having cancer. They fucking lied about having cancer. Okay, so like, what else are they gonna capable of? And they have all these people, the victims. This person has all these people's information now. And I know me personally, I'd be like, you know what? I don't really want to fucking like, you know, I don't know this person. I don't know what they're capable of. I don't want to fucking piss them off, you know? So that could be why the people didn't want to come forward. I don't know because I don't know who the people are. But I mean, she kind of said that in her stream, the first stream that she did, she kind of said, like, you know, there was an exchange of information there, whether it was personal information, financial information, whatever, addresses, okay? Information was exchanged. And they're probably like, I don't want to do anything to like further agitate this person where they're going to use my information. You know, it's not worth it in the end. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm like, how do other people not understand this, right? Like, how are you not able to put yourself in these people's shoes and just think to yourself, because we've kind of been, I'm remembering a situation that happened years ago, and I can't remember who it was with. I know Analyzer was one of them, but there was somebody else after that. And I was like, look, I remember having a conversation with somebody like, look, I'd rather just believe the person and be wrong, right? Believe that they're sick and be wrong, then like come out and accuse them of lying and then find out that they're telling the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I forget who it was though. I can't remember the name. But whatever. I think, was it being their opponent? I don't remember who it was. But there was somebody that people were questioning in our community, and that was how I felt. I remember feeling like that. Like, I'd rather just be wrong and, you know, deal with the consequences of being wrong than accuse a person, you know? Um, and she said that during the stream. She said that. Now, here's the problem, okay? Everybody's like, she was protecting a scammer. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like you're being a little fucking extreme because you don't like her. See, like, I don't fucking care. I don't watch any of these fucking people on a regular basis. You know, I've popped into their lives here and there, but like, I don't fucking care. You know, like, if you don't like me because I don't hate Jonesin, well then I'm probably not the type, you know, person for you anyway. Because I just, whatever. I don't hate the woman, okay? Because I don't even know her, right? But I'm like, are you just saying this because you don't like her and like you want her to be responsible for something? Like, this isn't her fucking fault. She didn't scam people, you know? Yeah, she might have known about it, but like, again, without proof, you're not going to come out and say something. The most you can do is warn other people, which sounds like what was going on in there, you know? um from what she's saying. Now again, I don't have any proof of any of this, but like, I don't know, why would you make that up at the same time, you know? Like, I don't know, her story sounded legit when I was listening to it when she was explaining it the other day. So I don't know. But everybody's like, you know, her name needs to be out there. First of all, do you really fucking think the name Megan, whatever the fuck, is her real name? You really think that? You really think that's her real name? You think a scammer gave all these people that they were scamming their real fucking name? You really think that? Okay. All right. Sure. But it's like, I don't look, if the people who were victimized want to press charges or, you know, pursue this legally and get their money back or whatever, that's up to them. That should be done privately. I'm not saying that people shouldn't be warned that there's a scammer out there named Yep or whatever the fuck their name is. Okay. or whatever name they're going by now. I'm not saying that, people shouldn't be warned, because they absolutely should. And we have been warned, right? That this person's out there. So I don't see anything wrong with that. I just feel like, all the extra read all about it shit was a little too much yesterday. A little too much. The doxing, the fucking like grandstanding, accusing other people of being co-conspirators and all this other shit. Dude, chill the fuck out, okay? Chill the fuck out, right? Have a seat and chill the fuck out, dude. Because that shit was over the top. Over the top, okay? You people are getting a little fucking carried away with that shit. You're like, oh my God, Jones should be held accountable. The police are coming after her. No, dude. That shit ain't happening. Then you have the opposite stance. People like Tracy who were like, that's not scamming. I'm like, what? How is that not fucking scamming? That's pretty much the definition of a scam, right? Is taking money under like false pretenses, So it doesn't matter. Tracy's like, a real scam is collecting money for a lawsuit and then not showing receipts. And I'm like, yeah. And then having other channels back you up. And I'm like, well, what? Like, no. I'm like, I mean, that could be a scam, right? But like, a scam can happen between two people. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't need to be channels or big channels or a bunch of people that are being scammed. One person can scam another person. She was kind of making it like, oh, it's only a scam if there's a lot of people involved in this scam. And it's like, nah, dude, like if I go to buy a car, I gave this example in my video, right? And I think I'm buying a brand new fucking, I don't know, Chevy, right? And I get to the dealership and the guy's like, yeah, this is brand new. There's no miles on it. It's in mint condition. Okay, great. And then I get home and I turn the car on and it says that there's, fucking 150,000 miles on it. And I'm like, and then I look at the registration and it says it's like a 1995. That's a scam, dude. I just got scammed by the fucking dealership. They lied to me. So it's like, what do you mean there needs to be like it could be one-on-one a scam. Anytime you're lying about something and collecting money with false pretenses, it's a fucking scam. This person apparently was like giving fake receipts to the victims. So they had no reason at that point in time to question the person when they were getting what they thought was the receipts at the time, right? So like I don't know. Look, I don't know how far it could go as far as prosecuting it and if it's even worth your fucking time. You know what I'm saying? That's up to the people who are victimized. Some of them live in other countries, from what I understand, so they might not be able to do anything, and the most you could do is just chalk it up as a lesson, and to be more careful next time with your money. Tracy's telling people, get smarter. And I'm like, well, that's not really fair, Tracy, like, to accuse people of being stupid because they got scammed. It's like, no, dude, just be careful with your money. Um, if something seems, I hate to say too good to be true, but I guess that's, part of it, then it probably is, but if somebody's stories are just very extreme, then, that should be a clue right there, right? If everything's just extreme, should be a clue. They're constantly needing money. I mean, everybody falls on hard times, so they might need something once. But if it's like a constant thing, that should be a clue. They're constantly coming up with stories all the time, like, oh, my cat died, and then, my roof collapsed. And I mean, of course, I'm being fucking extreme right now, but I'm just saying, like all these like incidents are occurring one after another. It just doesn't make sense. Now, here's the other problem I have. And this might be the part that gets me fucking canceled. Is Disney still closed from COVID? There were people calling this shit out yesterday. And I was like, I want to fucking take you seriously. And I like you. I like you as a person. I like you as a human. But you have certain people in your chat, right, that you're friends with that are fucking, that have lied themselves in the past about having cancer. Right? Full-blown cancer, from what I hear. Not stage 1 or 2, full-blown. fucking cancer, uterine or some shit like that. And then they were like, fuck, oops, sorry. I misunderstood my doctor. I totally misunderstood him. You know, like, no, that doesn't happen, dude. There's paperwork. Okay. No doctor says full blown anything. I mean, imagine a doctor breaking that shit to you. Oh, you got full blown cancer like that. Like, come on. That doesn't happen, dude. So then I'm like, you know what I'm saying? There's other people that are lingering in the chat that I'm just like, oh yeah, that person kind of fucking used to do the same thing. They used to lie about their bills. And then they used to, go behind the scenes and asking for money, and that person's in your chat. Ugh. And I like you, but come on now. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be about that life, be about that life. You know? If you're gonna be about that life, be about that life. Oh, is that what it was? Cervical cancer? Yeah, full blown. Full blown. So yeah, I mean, look, if you I got no dog in this fight at all. I didn't give the money. I'm just an observer here. You know what I'm saying? Just another asshole with an opinion, just like all you guys are. I just, voice my opinion on my stream rather than in the comments. And I don't know every little fucking detail of this whole situation because I don't have time to sit there and watch. I tried watching Laura's stream and like, dude, watching shit like that, that's when I know I definitely have ADHD. I mean, I've been diagnosed, but like I was like, my ADHD is just kicking the fuck in. I can't even follow what she's trying to talk about. Whatever. Is it the same person? Is that what you're trying to say? Okay. Why all the pomp and circumstance? Like, just fucking spit it out already, Laura. You know what I'm saying? It's stages like stage 4B, triple positive, malignant, or metastatic. Yeah, but not full blown. I mean, I never heard anybody say full blown, dude. Can you imagine a nurse at your OBGYN telling you that you need to prepare a will? Somebody said that? Did she say that? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and yesterday was a great reminder of why I stay out of all these fucking chats. It was. For me, it was a good reminder of why I don't fucking watch any of this shit normally, because I was like, okay, yeah, this is it. People are getting way too carried away. And it's like, I don't want to poo-poo people and be like, oh, I'm better than you because, it's just, no, dude. You know what? Years ago, I felt like, we all were a bunch of fucking Karens about certain things. And I don't know, maybe seeing this newer crop of people, drama, crama, whatever the fuck you want to call them, and kind of watching it, like, it's almost like the same thing, right? Just like different, but it's almost like the same things are happening. Like you're kind of watching almost like the same fucking things that happened years ago re-happen, but just with different, like a different cast of characters, you know? It's like when they remade the Brady Bunch movie, it's like you're still watching the Brady Bunch, but it's like totally different people, right? So it's like, that's what I feel like is kind of going on. And I'm kind of watching it back now. And I'm like, ooh, this is so fucking cringy. Like, I can't believe I participated in shit like this. But at the same time, it is what it is. Like, I'm not downing anybody. Like, they got to experience it too. And then, a few years from now, they're going to feel probably the same way I do, where they're like, oh, all right, dude, it's not that big of a fucking deal. Maybe it's partially that I just, you just become desensitized after a while of seeing the same fucking things happen over and over again. You're like, all right, somebody's scamming on the internet. Wow. Tell me more about that. Never heard this story before. Like, dude, it's the fucking internet. It's the fucking internet. And I'm not saying like people shouldn't be upset about it, because you always should be. If somebody's lying, especially about something serious like cancer, you should definitely be upset about it. But like, chill the fuck out. Nobody's getting arrested. There's no co-conspirators or whatever the fuck, accomplices or whatever. What was the other thing that was said? Something about like, wow, God, I can't remember the name. When you know about a crime, you know what I'm saying? I guess, right? Co-conspirator. I don't know. What do they call you when you know about a crime, but you didn't participate, but you know about it? That's not going to happen. Jones ain't going to jail, okay? Because she was harboring a fucking scammer in her Discord. Like, ain't none of that shit happening. Calm the fuck down, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just take a deep breath. This is what I used to tell my son when he used to get upset when he was really young. They used to like tell him, take a deep breath, you know? Because it does calm you down, dude. Calm the fuck down, okay? Okay? This person is clearly practiced at this shit. They are fucking practiced at this shit. And they've been doing this shit for a while. And they got balls, I gotta say. Because if it's the same person, which I don't know, I didn't listen to all the voice comparisons and all that shit. I don't know. I can't tell. If it is the same person, then like they've been doing this shit. Ooh, excuse me. They've been doing this shit for a long time. A long time. And they might come back again. And guess what? That's nobody's fault except for theirs. You know what I'm saying? They might reinvent themselves and come back as nope. Right? They're yep now. They might come back as nope. And fucking do the same thing again. And guess what? They ain't shit anybody in this community can do to stop it. Unless you recognize the voice, okay? They ain't shit any of you people are gonna do, okay? Knowing their fucking fake names and all this other shit ain't gonna fucking stop this person. Ain't gonna stop them because they've been doing it for 3 years now. And they've been getting away with it for 3 years. They got busted out, right? If it's all the same person, they already got busted out twice and they're still fucking doing it. They're still doing it. So, I mean, all this crazy shit you people are fucking bugging out about ain't happening. You know, I'll agree with Tracy there because she's like, she did say in her stream today, she's like, ain't nobody calling the cops or anything like that. And I kind of agree with her because I'm like, look, dude, I don't know how much money was taken individually from each person. Okay, you do have to take some responsibility in it. I'm not going to call you dumb like Tracy, but you do have to take some responsibility in just giving money blindly. Okay, smarten up in that sense. And, you know, don't keep handing out money to somebody that you don't know, you know, just be cautious, be more cautious the next time. I don't think you're dumb for giving money. I think you're a good-hearted person who's generous, okay, who wants to help people, but just be more cautious next time you're throwing money out at somebody. That's all. But like, you have to take a little responsibility. I don't think a cop is going to necessarily tell you to go fuck yourself because it was only, you know, $30 or $100. I mean, they might not want to do the paperwork. I don't know. But, you know, if you gave somebody like $1,000 and you, because you really thought they had cancer and you could prove this, you know, that they were lying to you, that is definitely a scam. So don't let anybody deter you from thinking that. I mean, I don't think it would hurt to consult with your local district attorney's office. Okay. If it's you, that's where I would start with, you know, maybe writing to your local district attorney. But all this other shit is just, dude, people gotta calm down. I didn't listen to full streams. I heard like little bits and pieces here, and I was like, oh, dude, you need to calm the fuck down. Okay. I understand. I think it's like the excitement people get when they don't like somebody. Like, for instance, people might not like Jonesin. Okay. So they're like, oh, she finally got caught in something, you know, like, and I think they get a little exuberant. Is that a good word? Or like excited about it, you know, and they might just like go a little over the top. But like, I get it. You don't like her. We all been there. We all have people that we don't like, you know, but also chill the fuck out, you know, also chill the fuck out. People do become desensitized out here. I know I do. I mean, I'm sorry if you give someone a nice chunk of money on this platform. Yeah, dude. Just, you know, like you got to be more careful with money. I'm assuming the people that were giving the money might not have been around that long. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt because I know some of us people who have been around here and seen this happen multiple times at this point in time. I think we're all like, yeah, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I don't have money to give, even if I wanted to. Just being honest, I just don't have the money to spare right now. But you know, scammers are fucking masters at manipulation. You know what I'm saying? Like they know what they're doing. They're pulling at people's heartstrings. They, Laura basically, I mean, honestly, her fucking live stream she did was very educational the other day because coming from a fucking one scammer to another, Laura's like, she knows the whole, thing that scammers look for. She's like, oh, they look for people who gives big super chats. And the only reason she knows all that is because that's what she does. She targets people who give big super chats. She tries to befriend them. I mean, that's fucking her thing. She's been doing that since I've known her. So, you know, she was kind of giving out some information there, but they're good at manipulating people and pulling at people's heartstrings. For instance, a scammer might walk into Walmart and be like, I wish I could afford this laptop for my son for Christmas. Like they might do something like that. Now, is that a scam? No, not really. It's a manipulation, but it's not necessarily a scam, you know? But yeah, the person's taking money over, lying, asking you specifically, can you give me money for this medication? And then you're giving them the money for the medication and they never buy the medication. They're lying to you. They're being deceptive. I would think that would qualify as a scam, but I might be wrong. Laura's scams. Right. Laura's scams are, I have to say, maybe more sophisticated in a sense, right? Because she does them in a way where they're not so obviously a scam. She's not outright, she never asks. And that's like right there, the part where she could, where Laura's like, it's not a scam because I didn't ask you. She didn't outright ask people for money or state that she's collecting it for a certain reason. Well, maybe she did with the lawyer fund. She manipulated by saying, people super chatted her. And then after she got a couple of super chats, she was like, every single dime is going to go to an attorney. So then more people started super chatting her. It was a manipulation, She didn't ask for money for an attorney. That's why she always uses that little loophole where it's like, well, I didn't ask people to give me money for an attorney. But it's still kind of scammy, Laura, because like you're promising people that it's going to go to an attorney. Any money you get from that point out is going to go to an attorney, and then it didn't. And you could blame COVID all day, but like you, before saying something like that, why wouldn't you check to see if an attorney could even fucking do anything, before leading people to believe that? I mean, instead of jumping on the internet all the time with every little fucking problem you have in life, do some research. I don't know, you speak too soon, I guess. Plausible deniability. Perp's a pro at that now. Yeah. Even with, I was looking back at something the other day, when she was raising money for a dog, she's going to breed Fluffer. She doesn't want to buy. Oh, somebody might have clipped that actually. I think somebody clipped it. She doesn't want to, buy a dog from the breeder or something that she got it from. She doesn't want to, whatever. She doesn't want the dogs to be inbred. But, that was another kind of scam that she was kind of running where it was like, she's leading people to believe that she's buying this dog, so people are like, oh, I'll invest in that, and then they do. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's right. I couldn't buy the dog. I couldn't. COVID, during COVID, dogs just stopped being produced. Sorry. I don't know if that was her excuse. What was her fucking excuse for the dog? I don't remember that one. Uh, Same thing with Florida. Florida, yeah, I'm going to Disney. And then, COVID, it's shut down. Shit. I didn't know that 2 days ago when it was COVID. But it's still kind of scam me what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop fucking leading people to believe that your money is going towards specific things. She also kept money in cases like Tawanda's, brother. Somebody reminded me of another one the other day that I was like, oh my God, I forgot all about that one. She kept money, right? She specifically collected money to go towards Tawanda's brother's I don't know, not his funeral, but it was like to get something for her, because the brother passed away. She was taking money up, I think, and she bought like a bathrobe or something. And I was like, why would you give somebody a bathrobe when their brother passed away? But okay, that's a weird gift, But then she like collected up all this money, right, in her name. And then that money never went to where it was supposed to go. Well, some of it did in the form of bathrobes and then something else. And then she like, oops, I miscalculated. I forgot 400 of that money. She totally skimmed $400 off the top. And she did that a few times. There was a few times where like something happened to somebody, she took up a collection of money for something, and you know I'm sure she spent the most of the money probably on where it was supposed to go. But she reminds me of like when me and my friend were in high school, and we used to buy, people would ask us to get them weed all the time, and we'd be like, yeah, no problem, we'll hook you up, we'll get you weed. They'd give us the money, and then we'd be like, we just took like a little pinch out of every bag, like that was our finder's fee. Like, we got you the weed, you know we took a little pinch out of the bag, packed a bowl, and that was our fucking, weed for the night. Like, that's the finder's fee. you know, it did. They still got most of their weed. We just pinched. We just took a little pinch out of the bag, just so we could fucking smoke for the night. And that was it. Just get high, smoke a bowl. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of kids that I used to hang out with that like didn't know where to buy weed. So we had the connection. So we were like, yeah, we're like, well, we got it for you. This way we didn't have to pay for weed that night. But we were also fucking what, 17 at the time. Nowadays, not really cool to do that to people. I wouldn't do that. But I'm just saying, who didn't do that back in the day? Take a little fucking pinch out of that. But I'm just saying, like, that's what Laura does. She takes a little pinch here and there. But she's been called out so many times on everything. She's had to, like, try to readjust it, try to do different things. Now she's got to be legit, because I don't think there's any time she's done anything like that she hasn't been called out. The one thing that bothers me the most out of all she did, because I know everybody's always bringing up the lawyer fund and all this and that, the thing that bothers me the most personally is that she had on her website that she was donating money to various causes like breast cancer, lupus, all right, this, that, and the other thing. There was one time where she told everybody that per order, per candle, she was going to give $5 per candle, right? So all these people went and bought a bunch of candles off her website, thinking that each candle, right? So if you bought 3 candles, that means $15 is going to, I think it was lupus. So after these people bought the candles, she changed it and was like, oh, I meant to say $5 per order, because I think she realized $5 per candle is a lot, dude. That's, probably half your profit on each candle. So, and then when people started ordering more and more candles because they thought that, $5 per candle was going to, and they wanted to donate maybe $20. So they bought 4 candles. She realized, oh, fuck, I have to give them $20 now. So she changed it, to per order. So if somebody spent $40, $50 on candles, thinking that half of it was going to go to fucking, wherever she said it was going, it was only $5 now. Didn't matter how much you bought. $5 only. Sorry, I changed my mind. Do you guys remember that? But then she did it again with the breast cancer thing. She's like, it was before she even got diagnosed. I think Alicia had gotten diagnosed. And she's like, oh, I'm donating to breast cancer. And she had that up on her website for a good year. That a certain percentage of the candle sales was going to breast cancer research. Where's those fucking receipts, Laura? Where are those? Because I know she showed like 1 or 2 in the beginning. She like put $50, $100, but then after that, we never saw it again. Never saw it again. Never saw it again. But that's still scammy, dude. That's still scammy when you do shit like that. So I don't know how Tracy changed her mind on what she believes a scam is, because I was literally shocked listening to her. At first, I was kind of like agreeing with her, what she was saying. And then all of a sudden it changed and she's like, you're a dummy. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm like, Tracy, where was this energy during the St. Jude days when you were like literally blaming anybody, who was even friends with Diane of being a scammer? You know, where was the energy back then when it was like, well, Diane just said she was going to go. You didn't research Diane and find out that she really wasn't sending the money to St. Jude's? No, at no point did she say that. No, Diane was a full on scammer at the time. So it's like, but it's the same thing. Somebody's taking money, telling you that the money is going to go somewhere, and it's not going to where you said it was going to go. So it's no different than Diane, what she did. Diane just did it on a bigger scale. Okay. What this person did is no different than that. It's the same fucking thing. Oh, my lungs getting extracted. I need money. Why would you even need money for that anyway? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. All I could say is that there is nothing we could do. Okay. None of this blaming Jonesin or the people in her group and doxing this person. None of that is going to change what happened. Okay. What happened. The people were scammed. Okay. So none of this shit is going to get the people their money back at this point in time. And I'm not saying it's totally pointless to do that. I'm just saying that this blame game that everybody wants to play because they don't like each other, it's not going to change the situation. You're not going to get the money back now. Like blaming Jonesin for keeping a scammer around isn't going to get those people the money. It's not going to unscam people. Okay. That's why I don't understand what all this shit is about, because it's not going to change anything. So moving forward, all you can do is hope that the people that were victims could somehow pursue this legally. I don't know if they'll ever get their money back, but they might be able to get some sense of justice, right? For being lied to. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I've never had to go through anything like that. Thank God. Okay. But the other thing we could do is just keep reminding people to not fucking just throw your money constantly at somebody on the internet. That's the only really thing we can do now to change the situation. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying we. I'm not part of it, but I'm just saying people in general. That's all you could do at this point in time is just be more careful with your fucking money. That's it. Be fucking careful with your money. Period. End of story. You want to super chat people? Cool. But if somebody's giving you a story and there's always a story attached to every time they need money, 9 out of 10 times it's bullshit. Okay. Because most of us, if we need money, have friends, family that we would probably go to in real life first. And then, when you're really desperate, you might ask a stranger on the internet. But just the fact that they're asking strangers on the internet for money should be a sign that it's kind of weird. It's like, really, you're asking me? You don't have anybody else in your life that can help you out with this? And some people don't have friends and family that can help them, or maybe they don't want to ask their friends and family because they feel embarrassed. I get it. So I'm not saying every time it's a scam. Okay. But you should definitely question it when it keeps happening repeatedly and there's always a story that's attached to it. Oh, this happened or that happened, or sorry, I'm asking again for the 40th time this month. You gotta question. If I had to guess, this Megan person, Yep person, what other names did they have? Joanne, Jane, I don't know. They probably are feeding a drug addiction. If I had a guess of some type, I don't know for sure, but when people do this, that's usually what's going on. Usually what's going on, you know? They just lose their moral compass and, they need to feed their addiction. It's usually what's happening. Usually. Not always, but sometimes. Back in the analyzer days, allegedly Mandy Bell played Nancy Drew and claimed what? Law enforcement had to be over 500 to press charges. Oh, really? I mean, again, I don't know. You might be right because, be like, oh, this person lied to me and I gave him $3. Like, nobody's they'll be like, get over it. It happened to us. Somebody took my husband's credit cards, okay? Broke into his car one night, took his credit cards, and they went to CVS and they spent like $3 there. And I called the cops because, like, it doesn't matter that they only spent $3. It's my $3. Well, it's his $3, but I'm just saying, like, it's our fucking, it's his credit cards were gone, you know? And we were just so angry. And the cop's like, do you really want to press charges over $3? And I was like, yeah, I do. Because I was like, it wasn't just my house that was hit up. This was going on. I was literally tracking these guys on my Ring app because every fucking night I would see posts, oh, the car thieves are around. They're going into people's cars, and you would literally see like a million videos. So I knew they were coming to my neighborhood soon. And sure enough, they did. They hit up my neighborhood. And I was like, yeah, they only spent $3. Well, you know what it was, Jem? They tried to do another purchase. So what they did was they went into CVS just to see if the card was good, right? If it had money on it. So they bought an ice cream. I literally knew what they bought because I called the CVS. They went in, I think it was an ice cream or something like that, like one of those like cones. And then after that, they went online and they tried to buy stuff, but Citibank or whoever it was, like detected that it was fraud because it was at like 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And typically my husband's not shopping at that time at night, you know? So red flag, like Citibank has probably the most fucking serious security. Even like the other day, my husband and we went out to the, from my birthday, it was the day after my birthday. We went out to the outlets, right? So my husband's not like a shopper, so like his credit card's probably like used maybe, once a week, whatever, on like certain things, gas, whatever. There's certain places. Well, they saw that we went into Coach, right? Spent like $100 there, or like a little over $100. Then went into the Uggs outlet, spent another $100 there. And then he got a pair of sneakers for himself at the Nike outlet. Well, by the time we got to the Nike outlet, he goes to swipe his card and it gets declined. And he's like, what the fuck? Because he knew he had money in there. So he's like, what the fuck? So sure enough, his phone like goes off at the same time. And it was Citibank. Because they were like, we know you don't spend that much money in one day at 3 different places. Because he doesn't. That's just not, we don't shop like that. So right away, they picked up that something was going on. He he doesn't normally spend money like that. So his card got declined, but then, he was able to just text back and say it's him spending the money. But that's what the person tried to do when they took his card. They tried to do like an Apple purchase, like maybe for an app or something small. And then they did, hold on, I'm just feeding the dog. And then that was it. It got shut down. But the cop was like, really? Like, do you really want to press charges over this? And I was like, yeah, I do, because we're not the only people they're stealing from. And like, they're just going to keep stealing, from other people if they never get punished. I mean, what the fuck? So I was like, I was so mad that day. I remember when I got off the phone with the cop. I was like, you know what? I might as well just go out and fucking go up and down the blocks and go break into people's cars as a side hustle. Because apparently the cops aren't going to fucking do anything about it. Like, I was so mad because I was like, I don't care that it was $3. It's our $3. And they took $3 at this house and $3 at that house and $5 at this house. It's not their money. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be able to go around stealing from people's cars like that. They took his like backpack, and it was like a big inconvenience because then he had to get all of his credit cards changed. So it's not like, it's not just the part where all right, yeah, they stole. They also inconvenienced us. Fucking losers, you fucking losers. I don't care how desperate I was in my life. Like, I just never got to that point where I was like, I can never sleep, okay, if I knew that I fucking lied. Like, how do these people live with themselves? You know what I'm saying? Like, that you're sitting there. I don't care that you don't know the people, personally or whatever. Like, how do you sleep at night? Even like those people that call and scam people over the phone. Like, how the fuck do you feel good about yourself? How do you sleep at night knowing that you fucking did this, that you do this to people? You lie to make money. Hopefully this person will get their fucking karma eventually. because you can only get away with this kind of shit for so long. Eventually, it's going to catch up with them, and they're going to get their fucking karma. Oh yeah, the porch pirates. Those people too. Fuck those people. I just do without, dude. Like, I don't know. I'll do without. I'm not going to start fucking scamming and stealing shit from people. Jesus. What the fuck is wrong with people? It's just not worth it. But anyway, everybody just needs to calm the fuck down. I get it that it's distressing, and I'm not standing up for the scammer because they're a fucking piece of shit. Yep. Whatever your name is, okay, whatever name you go by, go get a job or something. Maybe they can't get a job. In all fairness, maybe they can't get a job, like a real job. You know what you should do? Start a YouTube channel, like every other criminal does. Just start a YouTube channel. Cover true crime cases. I'm kidding. Don't do that. But they were on that track. They were making videos. I don't know where they went wrong. I don't know where they went wrong. I just think, could you imagine telling somebody like I have uterine cancer or just like some kind of cancer? Do you not feel like that's like jinxing yourself into like you will get it one day? Because like cancer, joking and lying about cancer ain't something to fuck with, dude. That's like definitely jinxing your ass. She indeed changed her name from girl with no channel to girl with a channel. Who's that? Who is that? I just think it's gross. It's fucking gross. All right, sorry. I haven't been the best at reading the text. I've kind of been on a tangent here. And I think I'm like getting sick because I can't breathe out of my left nostril right now. So if I sound a little out of breath or like nasally, that's why. It literally feels like it's like swollen shut right now. So anyway, Burnt Toast. Yeah, Burnt Toast called this person out. Is it the same person? Years ago. And Laura was playing this stream, but I just like, it was so boring. No offense to Burnt Toast. It was so fucking boring. I was literally like drifting out and like, I was like, all right. I didn't listen to the like whole thing because after like her playing it for like 10 minutes and no commentary, I was just like, all right, dude, we got the point. We got the point. Burnt Toast bust this bitch out a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying? Was there an account also called Yep, So What? Ooh, I don't remember that. I don't remember that one. Yeah, right? Crazy Gemini never put that kind of energy out into the universe. At this point, nothing has been vetted connecting the Yep person and the people from the MGL Diane panels. Well, that's what I was wondering last night. Like, are people just guessing? Or like, is this an actual thing? Or are people just guessing because the voices sound familiar? Because don't go on that shit. I'll tell you right now, don't go on voices sounding familiar because there is a lot of people in this community, and YouTube has made me realize this, that there is a lot of people who have similar voices in this world. Who was it recently that I was listening to? And I was like, holy shit, this person sounds just like somebody else. And I'm like, that's so weird. Their voice, I know it's not the same person, but they sound almost identical. It was somebody I think that sounded like Stephanie Brown. If you guys were around, years ago in the drama community, Stephanie Brown, whoever it was, they sounded, I think, like her. And I was like, wow, that is fucking freaky, man. Even like the accent, everything. So I don't necessarily know if you could go by the voice alone, There has to be more details. I didn't watch all the streams, so I don't know all the details, and I really don't care, to be quite honest with you. Like, I don't care enough to watch it, but all right. I would need to see matching pay links or something, and nobody will convince me that Yep is a 35-year-old. No, there's no fucking way. The voice I heard, because I did hear somebody was playing it. I don't even remember which live it was now, but somebody was playing it, and the voice I heard doesn't necessarily sound like an old person, but it doesn't sound like somebody who's like 36. I don't know. Not just because of the voice itself, but just me because of the expressions they were using, that I was like, ooh, that sounds like an older kind of person. Not older, maybe in their 50s. And that's not old. I'm just saying, like, older than 36, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people like my age that have like a certain lingo, us millennials. Oh, I hate admitting that I'm a millennial, but I am. I'm a zennial. Sorry. I'm a zennial. But I really am because I'm literally right on the cusp. Um, but there's this certain like things and I don't know, not inflections, expressions that we use that I feel like are kind of from like that generation where, somebody in their 50s might talk a little different. There's a 10-year difference, there. And some of the slang and shit like that they use or the way they just speak in general might be a little different. And I'm sure somebody who's, in their 30s, even like my son says, yo, that's bussin'. I just laugh because I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so stupid. But like, I mean, how stupid did I sound? Like, yo, that's fat with a PH in effect, bitch. Like, how stupid did I sound, at that age? So I get it. I get it. Or like, yo, that's totally tubular or totally rad. Like we probably sound like fucking idiots too. So I get it. I get it. You're a Gen X by 3 months. Oh, so then you're an 80 baby. 1980, you have to be. Because 1981 is when millennials starts, supposedly. And I've given you guys this argument many times. I don't think it should go by your birth year. I think it should go by the year you graduated high school. 81 is the last class of 90s. I feel like we should be part of Gen X. But, whatever. It goes by birth year. And supposedly 81. Skibbity toilet. Oh my God, I hear that all the time. Brantley, is that your birthday? Dude, I have a relative with the literally exact same birthday. Oh, okay, not anymore. You changed the year, but yes, that's fucking crazy. Same birthday, July 11th. I am technically Gen X. I'm borderline by a year. See, I'm technically a millennial, but they say there's a little group called the Zennials where it's from like 70. I don't know if it's 76 to like 83 or something like that. That's called like a zennial because they're kind of between. And it has something to do with like, obviously the technology is really what separates it, separates us. Cause like, I do feel like I relate with a lot of Gen X stuff, but I also relate with a lot of millennial stuff, but not all of it. Because a lot of the times when I see things, they're like toys for like millennials, and I'm like, I never played with any of that shit because I was kind of a teenager at that time. Or shows, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, millennial shows, like some of the shows that they show, I'm like, yeah, I didn't really watch that because I was kind of like too old for that at the time. So I'm in like that weird space, you know what I'm saying? I graduated in 99. 99. So, Bella, you're the same age as my husband. But yeah, like, so I'm kind of in that weird space. 2003, that puts you at a millennial. You are a full-fledged millennial, girl. Well, no, you might be in a zennial. You might be in the zennial category, actually. If you were born 83 or 84, I think might be included in the zennial category, which is only like, I think it's only like a 5-year span. So I know I'm included in it, and I know my brother is, and he's 78. So it might be 77. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly where it starts, but I know both me and my brother would be considered zennials. Zennials. I graduated at 98. We had to do 5 years of high school. What? To get into university? Holy shit, really? That's crazy. I remember I heard a certain somebody that we both know, and I thought that they had a Sopranos YouTube channel. Wait, hold on. She sounds like her to me. I heard a certain somebody that we both know, and I thought they had a Sopranos YouTube channel. She still sounds like, who's that? Who are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking about. Is it somebody with a New York accent? Sopranos YouTube channel. Your kids are Gen Y, I think. I don't know when millennial ends. I'm not sure when it ends. I just know that my year is supposedly the first year. You mentioned doing a family update for your viewers who watch your grief series. You're still going to do that. I should do that. I was thinking of doing like a reaction video, but and then kind of explaining how the rest of the story. If you're a real old school, once had a Sopranos YouTube channel. No, I never had a Sopranos YouTube channel. I had a Sopranos. It's still on my channel. When I first made my channel, the intro to my channel was like the intro to the Sopranos, like the opening credits. So I did like the song, and then I drove over the Gospels Bridge. Only I came to Long Island, so I drove by like my local pork store. Well, that used to be local to me. That's no longer there, sadly. But I I basically did like a spoof, right? Or a parody of the Sopranos intro. It's still there. I think it's probably one of the first videos on my channel. If you go to oldest videos from my uploads, it's still up there. Wait, Lady Gaga was on the Sopranos? Are you kidding me? I didn't even know that. But it makes sense because she's from New York, right? So it kind of makes sense. Did you hit with the fires? No, but you want to know something really funny? Not funny. It's not funny. You want to know how those fires started? I told you guys this before. There's this whole section of woods. Okay, that's where some of the bodies were actually found with the Long Island serial killer in this area called the Pine Barrens, right? Which is just essentially like a preserve. It's like a nature preserve. So it's out east, and it's in a town called like Manorville, I guess, mostly. I don't know, it kind of spans through like a couple of different towns, but it's between two highways, and it's like a pretty big stretch of land of just all trees, all forest, all woods. So apparently they went on fire last week. It was pretty bad. I mean, it was all over. I didn't know, but I think it made like national news, and it was pretty bad. I mean, it shut down the entire Sunrise Highway, which is like one of the highways that goes like all the way out east to like Montauk almost. It doesn't go to Montauk, it ends in Southampton, but then it kind of merges with another highway and goes out. I think you could take that one all the way to Montauk. So that highway was shut down for, excuse me, for like 10 miles, before you even got near the Pine Barrens, heading out east. Fucking some family, okay, was making s'mores in their backyard. That's how the fire started. Making s'mores. I think, if I had to like take a guess, I remember those couple of days it was so windy out, like last week. I mean, every day was just like ridiculously windy. They're probably just making s'mores, whatever. They live by the Pine Barrens, or they might border it, and a little ember just took off, and that's all it takes. But yes, it was a family just making s'mores. That's how the fire started. And I would have to imagine the wind just took something, and that's how it, ended up lighting half of the fucking Pine Barrens down. I don't know the full story. I just saw like a little blurb on Instagram, and I was like, oh my god, imagine being that family. Like, I'd feel horrible. Like, we were just trying to eat some s'mores, by the fire, and we ended up like lighting half of Long Island on fire. Oh, that's gotta suck. That's gotta suck. But yeah, that's pretty much what it was. And then I think like because it was so windy out that day, there was like a couple of areas that went on fire. I mean, it was pretty bad. When I was in college, I went to Southampton College, and it was out in Southampton in the Hamptons, right? And that year, before I think I started college that year, there was like a really bad, brush fire out in that area in the Pine Barrens. And it was so creepy. Like when you drove through there, because I had to drive through there every day to go to school. When you drove through the Pine Barrens, like for like miles, it was just like blackness, all the trees were black, the ground, everything was just burnt. You could smell it, as soon as you got into like the area, you could smell just like blackness. But they actually say that forest fires are good for like regenerating for some reason. I'm not really sure the science behind it, but like at the time, I remember hearing that because I was like, what? How could that be good? But for some reason, I don't know why it ends up like promoting more growth or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works, but I mean, shit, everything grew back eventually. Aren't the Pine Barrens haunted? I don't know. There's so many haunted places on Long Island. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they were. There's been a lot of bodies found out in the Pine Barren area, where there's yeah, JLR was doing. That's how I initially found out about it. Somebody posted it in my little Discord group. They were like, the Pine Barrens are on fire. JLR's doing a video. I was like, what? He wasn't there. He was just talking about it. So cleans the muck up unless the babies on the bottom get strong. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know exactly why it was. Southampton had a great restaurant called John Duck's. I never heard of that. Southampton. I don't know. I never heard of that. I never went like out to eat there. I went to school, drove around sometimes and then came home. I wasn't like, I didn't really go around out there. The Hamptons are so fucking pretentious. It's like, it is what it is. It's a nice area. It's beautiful out there, but it is pretentious. But so is like 90% of Long Island. So it is. I mean, there's so many areas around here that are just like, a little snobby, shall we say. I still want to know what happened to the girl from the 70s that got killed in Long Island at that Devil's Teeth place. I never heard about that. Devil's Teeth place? What's that? I never heard of that. There's a lot of stories. Oh, you went to Shelter Island? I've never been there. I heard it's cool. There's a lot of stories out here that I didn't know about. I've been learning about some of them because there's this case, there's this channel that actually covers the Long Island serial killer case, but they like try to connect this guy to like every murder that ever happened on Long Island, which to me is just like, all right, dude, he definitely killed a lot of people, but I think you're getting carried away. Again, it's the internet and that's what people do. They get fucking carried away. So anyway, but it is interesting to listen to, nonetheless, because they go over like other stories, things that happened here that I never even heard. So, in that sense, it's pretty cool. What's up with the Gilgo ladies? Right now, I mean, he's been charged in the majority of the women, except for I think like 2. I know all the original Gilgo 4, right? So those girls are all he's charged. I want to know when the case, when the trial is going to happen. It's probably not going to be for a long time. I mean, look how long it's taken them to get to trial with the Idaho 4 case. That's only 4 people. You're talking, thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate that. You're talking how many people over, you know what I'm saying? Over like a span of like almost 20 years, 2 decades. They got a lot of investigating to do. So still before they go to trial. So I'm taking it's going to, take a while. I'm thinking it's going to take a while. And I doubt it'll be televised. Yeah. They don't allow cameras here, unfortunately. So, which really sucks. But, ooh, you had the flu? That sucks. What are you chewing on, mister? What are you doing? Oh, boy. Somebody's in crazy mode right now. Get over here. What do you have? Give me that. Give me that. He's a boxer. He's turning into a boxer. Give me that. What do you have in your mouth? A piece of paper? Okay. He's such a spiteful dog. Snoop was the same way. Whenever my attention was focused on something else, he would get spiteful and start doing little spiteful things. Such a Doberman thing. You're a little Doberman. Get out of here. But yeah, anyway, I know it really would be cool if we were able to actually watch that trial. So, but it's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. Oh, but I don't know. Are you talking about the Idaho 4 not being televised? Because I've been wondering about that. I don't know if that one's going to be televised either. I mean, I feel like they have to, but I don't know. I don't know. We can't, but forestry does controlled burns. Yeah, that's what I thought, Pug. Some places do controlled burns. Stan would want my attention when I was doing something he wasn't included in. Yeah, this little fucker over here, he's like the king of that. He's worse than Snoop ever was. Snoop was like, he's also young. I mean, he's still a baby. Ovi's going to be, wait a second, how old is he? Holy shit. He's turning 3? Yeah, he's turning 3 this year. Can you believe that? It went so quick. I think he's turning 3 in May. Yeah, 3. He's turning 3 in May. He'll be 3. He's still 2. He's still young. So he still acts like a little, teenager. But once like Dobermans hit like 5, they're so good. Like Snoop was good. He was still annoying sometimes just because they're very whiny dogs. Really fucking whiny dogs. Like no matter how old they are, they're just whiners. And like if you can't take hearing a dog whine, don't get a Doberman. Because they whine more than any dog I've ever had in my life. Both I thought it was just Snoop, but it's not. They both do. If you're not like near them, they will whine nonstop, and they don't care. They'll sit there for like an hour straight and whine. So, like I'll go sit downstairs sometimes, with my husband and my son on the couch, and he'll just sit up here and whine the entire time I'm sitting down there with them, because I'm not up here with him, and he's afraid of the steps. He won't go up and down steps, so he's such a weirdo. But they're like huge, huge, huge whiny dogs. So that's something you kind of just either got to like learn how to tune it out or, just deal with it basically. But if it's something that like bothers you, and it bothers me, trust me, it's annoying sometimes, but then I'll just go upstairs to make it stop. I shouldn't give in to him, but he won't stop. He'll literally stand there for like 2 hours straight. I mean, I don't ever let him like do that because it gets too annoying, but I'm just saying, if I know that if I sat down somewhere for 2 hours and he couldn't get near me, he would be whining for 2 hours straight. 2 hours straight. They're persistent. Snoopy used to do it at night, we would go to bed and he was usually pretty good, but when it would thunder, oh my God, he would whine the whole night, So eventually we started letting him just sleep in our bed, like if it was thundering, because I was like, I can't take the whining. I'm still wrapping my head around Lori Vallow being her own attorney. Oh, I don't know. You know what? I know that like I kind of like loosely followed that case, but it's just like so fucking crazy at this point. She's like out of her fucking mind. And I almost feel like she's like doing it for like attention. I don't know if she's like the ultimate malignant narcissist or what, but I mean, really, lady, you're gonna fucking. I guess you have to be, right? To fucking do that, to represent yourself in a trial. But why is there another trial? That's what I need to know. Hey, number one fan, whatever's gonna happen. Oh my God! Wait, hold on. Whatever's gonna happen is meant to be, and it's gonna meant to be. CPS girl. Holy shit, dude. I cannot believe you remembered that. Wow. Thank you for the super chat. That's fucking amazing. Wait, what did she say? Whatever's gonna meant to be is gonna meant to be. Something like that, right? I was like, what? The best is I watch your videos all the time and I still can't fucking remember, but I think it's something like I'm not good at remembering like sayings for some reason. I'm good at remembering like lyrics to songs and shit. But hold on, I'm gonna attempt it. It was you could take a long ass seat on. Oh, wait, no, see, I can't remember it. You could take a long ass seat on a long ass walk off a short ass pier. Is that it? Something like that. I can't get it straight. There are 2 more trials: conspiracy to murder and conspiracy to. But why wouldn't they? Here's my question though: Why didn't they just charge her and do it all in one trial? You know what I'm saying? Or is it because I didn't follow her trial all that closely. So like the trial she went through already, right, and got convicted on, that was the children. So this must be the ex-wife, right, or something, and the brother. Wasn't there like a brother or somebody who was murdered too? I mean, what a crazy fucking story. I've watched like things about it, but I just don't know like all the details to the story. Murders were in Idaho, and these. Oh, so do they have to like extradite her? Does she have to go somewhere else for trial? See, I haven't followed it all that closely. I didn't watch her trial or anything like that. Nothing like that. I don't know. It just didn't like touch my interest. Like the story's fucking crazy, but to follow it like that closely, I don't know. It just didn't catch my interest enough. I know it's like a huge case. Uh, this is the ex-husband and the niece's ex-husband. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Wait, there was more people murdered? I'm really being really? I'm really being, but you quite enjoy your blunt honesty. Hmm? Oh, think this thing. Oh, I think it meant you. I mean, but it wrote you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Wispy, best friend. Long time no see. Bestie. They think the brother was natural cause. I don't believe that, though. Ever heard of white oleander? I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. Wasn't that a movie? But isn't it like is it a flower? No, I don't know. I'm getting confused. I know. I'm waiting for the Idaho 4. That's a next trial, and the next Karen Reed trial. Just because I watched the first one, I feel like I have to watch the second one. But like I haven't been. I'm just like not one of those people that's like. There's people that are so hardcore following this shit that they're like watching all the pre-trial motions, and like I'm just not that person. Like, God bless the people who have the patience to sit through all that. Because I mean, that shit to me is just like too boring to sit through. I like watching like the actual trial and the testimony of like, witnesses and shit like that. But some of the technical stuff like that, I just get completely fucking like, there's no point in me watching it because like I get detached, like I just like, my ADD kicks in or ADHD and I'm just like I'm off in another world. I can't listen when it's, too much of like the guy lawyer, I really enjoy his channel sometimes, but sometimes he's just sitting there reading documents and all I hear after a while is like wah 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 wah. Like, I don't know. I just rather somebody just explain it. You know what I'm saying? Rather than reading the documents because they're so fucking boring. I'm like, oh my God, I can't listen to this. Like, just tell us what it says. Give us the Cliffs Notes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't listen to the whole fucking thing that's like written in legal language. And it's just like, or as Laura says, legalese. I speak legalese. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right. Especially his voice. I don't know what it is about that guy's voice. It's like, it's hard. He speaks really fast, but his voice is very monotone in a sense. So it's hard for me to follow. It's just hard. I like him, but it's hard for me to follow sometimes. I can't take the judge. Oh, she's fucking horrible, Garden Girl. She should have recused herself at the beginning of this fucking trial. But I watch a lot of lawyer commentary on that trial and all different lawyers. There's, the lawyers that are like full blown, friends with that Turtle Boy guy, whatever. And then there's other lawyers that are just covering it. And I watch, I'm like, this guy, Brother Counsel, I like him. He's very calm. And Harvard lawyer Lee, they're not like connected to like, the protesters or any of that shit or the trial. And I'll watch those people and they do a good job of explaining it. And I can say that almost every attorney I watch collectively agrees that she shouldn't even be on the case anymore. She is so biased towards the prosecution, that it's just disgusting at this point in time, and that she just shouldn't even be part of the trial anymore. It's amazing, but it is what it is. Yeah, she hates the defense. It's very clear. And she really I think a new judge would just be best and would probably keep down a lot of like the bullshit that's going on outside of the court, even, if they just put a new judge on it. But I don't know. She refuses to recuse herself from the case. So it's really sad. Really, really sad. It's rough to hang in there. It is, JP. Sometimes, you know what, the drama just gets too much. You know, I kind of backed away from a bunch of the channels because I'm just, look, dude, I've been there and done this shit. All right. Been all up in the drama years ago. And you know what? It's a little bit is fine. You know what I'm saying? But when it starts literally taking over your life, which I've been there, and it's like every little fucking thing, every fucking day. Some of these people, I'm sorry, they're live for like 8 hours a day, every day, you know, and day and night. I can't fucking keep up with that shit, dude. I'm sorry. You know, I don't have the attention span, first of all. But second of all, it's too much, you know? And after a while, it just gets like played the fuck out, played out. I can't keep up with it. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. Yeah, like a little shit talk here and there, you know. I feel like back in the day in our little community, which like really doesn't exist anymore, there used to be, I want to say there used to be like a kind of etiquette, even though everybody fucking hated each other. Here's one of the things I noticed that's pretty different from like the old drama community to like whatever the fuck this new thing is like people would go live, right? Except for Laura, she never fucking played by any of the rules, but most of us did. I feel like let's just say like, okay, I was like battling with Diane, right? And Diane would do her lives. She usually went live Friday nights, but you know, she'd fire up lives here and there. And it was like, if Diane's live, you don't go live at that time. You wait until Diane's live's done and then you fucking respond to Diane. I feel like this new crop of people, they just give no fucks. Like everybody just fires live. It's almost impossible, right, to go live at a time of day where, you know, one of them is always live all day. Some of these people that are battling, whether it's Granny's watching, Brittany's Jay, whatever the fuck her name is, right? Because I don't watch her, but I heard she's like live for like hours and hours on end. So is Granny's watching. Then, you know, nonsense. Then I don't know if she's really involved. Well, I guess she is with that whole thing, right? Then Queen Bee, I mean, she's live a lot. Okay. So it's like almost impossible for like it's a literally 24/7 fucking drama community. That's just somebody's live in that part of the community at all times. I feel like anytime I look on my phone, one of them is live. I'm getting a notification that one of them is live, no matter what time of day it is. Like, I'm like, holy shit. And I feel like back in the day, like, yeah, that we were live a lot, you know, but like it was like, you know, Stephanie Brown and Amanda would go live for like an hour or two at night. And then, you know, if they were talking shit about somebody, that, you know, the person would respond either after their live or like the next day, you know, like there was this weird etiquette, right? So it was like everybody could watch everybody. And I feel like this new group of people, they're just constantly fucking live. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And like I could do long lives myself. I do, right? I could go on live for a couple of hours, but I can't do it every day of the week. Like that is fucking insane. Fucking insane to me. I'm sorry. But like, how do you get anything done in your life? Because some of these people I see, I'm like, holy shit, this person was live for 6 hours like this morning. And then they go live another 3 hours at night. And I'm like, when do you get things done in your life? You know? Like, you have to have like other hobbies, your kids, your family, like you have to have a break from this place. I feel like that's the problem, is like maybe some of these people aren't getting to enough of a break from this place, because you got to pull yourself out. And even in my deepest time in the shit, I still don't think I was like that, dude. That's like a fucking Molly Go Lightly level fucking addiction, because she's another one who could be live all day, every day. I mean, all day, every day. But she hires people at least to clean her house and shit. So I guess for her it works, you know? But some of these people, I'm like, girl, you ain't hiring no fucking cleaning lady. Like, so, you know, how are you getting shit done in your house? How? How are you doing your laundry? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And look, dude, I've been there, done that. I got caught up in the fucking thick of the shit, you know. But it's been a hot minute now since I've been involved in like deep in drama, dude. Like it's been like a couple of years now where, You know, I just kind of like, yeah, I do my fucking commentary and I talk shit, but like, I am not in the fucking like, you know, let me go up on panels and fight with people. I'm not into that shit. It's embarrassing and it's just fucking, ugh, you know, it's just, ugh. It is embarrassing. Look, I'm not putting anybody down for being in it because like it is so easy to get sucked into, and I'll tell you that firsthand. Because like you'll be like, you, you know, you'll hear somebody saying something. Like I specifically remember this when I was friends with Laura because I feel like her and Tiffany like really are like that's when I got like so sucked in with her when I was friends with them. Like I feel like I got so sucked into the drama, dude, with them because they're so sucked into it. You know what I'm saying? And like it's my choice. I'm not blaming them. I, you know, willingly participated. I'm just saying like because they were so into it, like, you know, riled me up. And so like Diane and Wendy would go live and like I'd be like sitting there like getting so angry that I was like, ah, I gotta respond, you know, like I'm like all worked up and shit. And then Laura would press the live button. That's how Showergate happened. Cause I got like so fired up, you know, like I was like, I want to fucking tell them, you know, and then Laura fucking fires up a live, even though I told her I was gonna go live. She goes and fires up a live, right? And I like an idiot just like couldn't wait because I was like so like whatever. I don't even remember. That's how fucking stupid it probably was. I don't even remember what the like situation was, but I was so like amped up, like because I was like, fuck them, you know, in the drama that like I wasn't even like I was why wouldn't I wait until I got dressed? Hello. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, what the fuck were you thinking, Liana? Oh my God. It's so funny. But anyway, you know, because I was so amped up and so into it. I think that was like a little bit of a reality call for me right there. I was like, you know, that incident was like, you know, Leanna, you gotta fucking chill out, dude. It's the internet. Like, really, is it that important to like tell these people how you fucking feel? You know, that you're gonna do so in the shower. Oh my God, I still laugh about that. Oh my God, it's all I can do. It's all I can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I look back now and I'm like, what the fuck was wrong with you? You know, but it is what it is. It is what it is. The people who go live all day, every day. It's like groundhog on their channels. I have no desire to listen to the same old, same old. I don't even know what they're talking about because I'm like, what can you be talking about? You know, for like 10 hours straight. What the fuck are you talking about? But they have like multiple people on their channel. I don't know. But my question is though, are there people that literally sit in there for 8 hours while they're live? Like, is there people that come in at the beginning, like mods? Because like I don't watch them, so I like don't know. But like, because I'm like, it's hard enough that like the people on panel have that much time to spare. But then you got the people that are, you know, modding for them and in the chat participating. And there's like 1,000 people in there at any given time. And I'm like, are all these people like sitting in there the whole time that these people are live? Because like, I'm sure not, but I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, how is it that that many people are that bored for that period, you know, have that much time to sit around? I'm sure the people in chat aren't just like sitting there staring at their phones the whole time. I'm sure a lot of them are going about their lives and, you know, doing what they have to do. But the resolutions were never found back in the day. No. Mm. I have to agree with you, B Fergs. Fuck BHB, fuck BJ. I think that's Brittany, right? The Brittany chick. She just sounds boring as fuck. I don't know. I've heard her like I think Laura's played her a few times, and I'm like, yeah, no thanks. Like I just don't. Not for me. Not for me. The fucking guy. It's the retirement community in their chat. Maybe when Brittany J was yelling about a pot roast at 3 a.m. That shit was pretty funny. What the fuck? Why would you even be making a pot roast at 3 a.m.? Modding took up a lot of time in Laura's. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, even Laura, even like in her heyday, I don't think she went live that much. You know, like she'll go live for like an hour or two and she struggles to fucking even talk through an hour. Laura, like 90% of her is just reading her fucking chat or going, huh? You know, like that's like 90% of her fucking life. But like, you know, she's just reading through chat. But I'm like, you know, holy shit. Like last night, I don't know, dude. Everything she's saying, she's like, oh, I have emails of it. And then like 10 minutes of her searching for emails. Oh, I must have deleted them. Oh, it's on my old channel. 10 minutes of her looking through her old channel. Oh, I must have deleted every video off this channel. Oh, it's on Diane's channel. 10 minutes of Laura looking on Diane's channel. Oh, Diane must have put it on private. I'm like, dude, did you prepare for this at all? Like, at all? I think that's why I couldn't follow what was going on. Because I was like, dude, what is going on? Like, I mean, I was kind of half-ass listening because I was chatting with people too. So I was like half-ass listening, but I was like, holy shit. That's 100% Laura. Every live is the same. Just her going on about how no one wants to be in her chat because, yeah, they want to be ignored and lied to. Because, that's the only reason why people wouldn't want to go in her chat. I want to know how her brain comes up with that. She's like, these people fucking like being lied to. I don't get it. I'm like, Laura, most of the people, like, trust me, there's been like chats that I've been in that I'm like, wow, this person doesn't even pay attention to their chat at all. But you kind of just have to accept that. Like Vinny Politan, which he actually does pay attention to his chat. He'll read comments. He read one of mine once. I was like, oh my God, Vinny Politan read my comment. But like, you know what I'm saying? There's certain people that just don't pay attention to their chats, and like you just kind of have to accept that. Because, oh my God, speaking of people paying attention, hold on. I fangirled a little bit, but I'll get to that in a second. But like, she's like, I don't know. She's like, oh, people must want to go in chats and be ignored. And it's like, no, because like there's certain people whose chats, like the Harvard lawyer Lee, perfect example. She'll like read a comment here and there, but she doesn't really pay attention. But the reason is because when she goes live, she's literally like got a whole plan. Okay. Laura's really the only person I know that like literally just sits there. Well, I mean, I bullshit too, but I'm just saying, like, she sits there and like depends on her chat to like feed her information. You know what I'm saying? Like, she really like interacts with her chat, and that's her thing. That's great. But there's other people who, might do it live because they just don't feel like editing, but they still are doing like a show where they have things like planned out and mapped out. They might even have notes. I know, crazy, right? And they have everything prepared for the live before they go live. And so like they only have a certain amount of time, they maybe want to keep their lives down to like an hour. So like Burn Toast does that kind of, right? Like she keeps her lives down. I always used to say, I'm like, is she gonna like turn into a pumpkin if her live goes over 2 hours? Because like literally she'd be like, all right, it's the 2 hours, bye, gotta go. Like she would just cut it off at 2 hours. Like, is she gonna like turn into a pumpkin? What's going on? But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just some people that like, I don't mind that they're not reading the chat because like they're presenting something. They're putting on a show, not like a show. They're not singing and dancing, but you know what I'm saying? Like they're doing their thing. So like, I get it why they're not reading their chat. Even in Queen Bee's, like I think that's who Laura's referring to most of the time, is that she doesn't read her chat. And I think the reason for that is mainly because you have other people, and I know it happens to me a lot, where like sometimes I'll be wanting, if I have somebody else on my panel, dude, like I don't think people realize how like stressful it is to have somebody on your panel sometimes, because you'll see like a super chat, for instance, come through while somebody's on your panel and they're talking, and you don't want to interrupt them to like read the super chat comment. But then at the same time, you want to thank the person, so it's like, oh, somebody's talking. You don't want to just like cut them off mid sentence and be like, I do it. I have done it in the past. I'll be like, sorry, I don't mean to like, disrupt you, but I just want to thank the person who's super chatting me. But like, you know what I'm saying? There's like 5 people up on her panel at any given time. It's very hard to read the chat too and interact with the chat when you have other people up on your panel. I mean, Laura doesn't know that because like she begs people to come on panel with her and nobody takes links. It's very seldom. Like me personally, I don't really like having people up on my panel. I just don't. I don't mind it. I've had people up on panel, but like I prefer to be a one-man show over here, one woman show. I don't know. I just prefer it that way. I get distracted easily. And then not distracted, I get like overwhelmed when there's too much going on. My brain like starts to shut down, and I have a hard time like focusing like on the chat, and then the person talking, and then myself, like, and my thoughts and what I want to say. So, it's not like having a regular conversation over the phone. one-on-one with somebody, because there's a lot of other things going on. You got the chat going on, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Oh dude, the super chat songs are so fucking annoying. So annoying. So annoying. But you know what I'm saying? Like, she said she had notes the other day and lost them before even starting. Shut up. But I'm like, I don't get mad. Oh, I definitely have PTSD from that crazy Gemini. That shit went so fucking south when I had Critical K up on my panel. Dude, that was like the worst night of my YouTube life. She like bugged out on me the next day. Did I ever tell you guys this story? Holy shit. I don't think I did. She like totally fucking, I don't even know if it was the next day. I don't think I ever fucking told this story. Holy shit. You know what? I don't think I did. I might have, maybe back in the day. I don't remember. The plan was that night, okay, Kay was just starting her channel off at that time, Critical K. She had just broken off from a Murder Rap Sesh podcast that she was doing with Day for Justice, right? I didn't really know her all that well at the time. I listened to her live streams, her podcast with Jay, and I was in their group on Facebook, but I came in right before they were about to like break up. I think it was Mandy Bell who invited me in their group, believe it or not. And so I came in at the tail end. So I never even really got a chance to know Jay for Justice. And she left the group. And so then like Kay was the one that was there. And I didn't know, anything about her history or anything like that. Well, anyway, the whole point, she had asked me if I could design her logo because she was going to continue doing Murder Rap Sesh on her own. And I did. And I made her this really cool like background thing. And then Jay ended up saying she was going to sue her or something. I don't know, whatever. Or no, she struck the channel or something like that. I forget exactly what happened. And she told her she couldn't use the name anymore. And that's when she came up with Critical K. So, and then she made her own background because she felt bad asking me to do it again. So anyway, that night when she came up on my panel, it was literally supposed to be like just nothing to do with true crime. She was supposed to come up on my channel that night, and we were just supposed to it was like a get to know Kay sesh, okay? Because she was like trying to build her channel at that point in time because she had to literally start all over again. I think Jay went and like changed the password on their channel or something. Because initially I think she let Kay use it, and she left. And then I think she like did something with the channel where it shut down and Kay couldn't access that channel anymore. So she just like literally had to start over from scratch again. So she's like, can I come up on your panel and, we'll just talk like normal stuff and like let people get to know me. It was kind of like going to be like, I don't want to say an interview because I wasn't really asking her questions per se, but like I was getting to know her, I guess, and then it just fucking went completely south. People started coming in my chat. I think Gray Hughes came in first. And so she started arguing with him. And I knew she was drinking. I kept hearing the fucking glass or something in the background. And something was telling me that she was getting hammered, right? So So as the night wore on, I noticed that she started getting more and more antagonistic. And like, mind you, I'm totally new to going live at this fucking point in time. I mean, I don't even think it had been a year. I think it was like a couple of months, and I don't know these people. And I'm like green to the fucking internet, like world, YouTube world in general. Like I had made upload videos, but I'm new to this whole streaming thing, So anyway, she comes up on my fucking live stream. And all right, so Gray and her start going at it. And I like Gray Hughes. Everybody knows that. I had known Gray Hughes for like years at that point in time because I followed him with the Jodi Arias case. So I was like trying to like mediate in a sense because I'm like, I like both of these people, but I don't want to like, I didn't want to like get involved. So it was so uncomfortable, right? Then fucking that girl Dana comes in, and that's when shit went off the rails. Dana, a little bit, Dana, whatever the fuck her name was, she comes in the chat, and that is when shit went completely fucking south. I mean, completely. Kay, at that point in time, she was like I'm watching, I'm like, she's like kind of being the antagonizer in the case. Like, I'm thinking in my head, like, just fucking ignore this random lady in my chat. Like, why are you getting so worked up? And I think Dana ended up coming on panel, Dana, whatever the fuck her name was, right? And then that's when shit just got crazy. So after it all settled down, I remember I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what the fuck just happened, dude? It was crazy. It just got like chaos and I didn't really know how to like handle it, right? I was so stressed out. Things ended, okay? Dana got off the panel, whatever. And then it seemed like everything was fine when I ended the live, okay? I get off the live stream. Kay fucking, I don't remember if it was that night or like the next day. I kind of feel like it was that night because she was drunk. I think she was like slinging back fucking whiskey or some shit like that, dude. She fucking went off on me. Went fucking off on me. Like, why'd you let those people attack me? And da da da. And I'm like sitting there like, wait a second, dude. I'm like, you were like willingly arguing with these people. Why'd you let that bitch attack me? That's what it was. And I'm like, you invited her up on the panel. The girl Dana was in chat, I think. And like, I don't remember exactly what happened. It's probably still up on my channel. And she, or I don't know, maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't even know if it's still up there. It might be. Anyway, she like, I think told Dana to come up on the panel. Like, I was like, oh, maybe she wants to fight with this girl right now and debate her. I don't know. And then no, wait, didn't Laura come up on panel too? Fuck, I think that's when Laura came up too. That's right. Oh my God, Laura came up too. That's right. That's when shit really went off the fucking rails. Totally forgot about that. Laura came up and she's like, you let that fucking purple cunt come up here and attack me. I mean, dude, she fucking went off on me. Went off on me that night. And that was like the first time I cried because of YouTube. Because I was like, it was one of two times I've ever cried over YouTube. And I was like, what the fuck? Because like she seemed totally fine, dude. When like the whole thing ended and like Kay's a tough girl. Like she can handle herself. And then it was just crazy how she like turned it around and made it like she was the victim somehow. And I'm like, girl, you were like totally into the fighting with these people. It was about Laura. I forgot. It wasn't Dana. It was Dana was in there arguing, but Laura was the one who set her off that night. And that's when she fucking went off on me because of Laura. And I was like, and then the next day, right? I'm all upset. I tell Laura what happened. Laura goes, and I should have known then, right? Laura goes, and she's like, I told her what happened. I'm like, dude, Kay went off on me. I'm like, I was crying. Like, I feel so bad. You know, I was like, I felt horrible, dude. Cause like, I didn't want anybody feeling attacked on my panel, dude. That's the last thing I wanted, no matter who it was, you know? So anyway, what does Laura do? She's like, dude, can I clip that? I'm like, dude, I just got in a huge fight with this girl about, you know, you fighting with her. And she was like irate about it. And now you're asking me if you could clip it, but she had already clipped it and posted it on her channel. So like she like asked me after. It was like fucking so Laura, you know? And she writes like the best argument ever, Chris Watts debate ever. And I'm like, this isn't even a debate. It's literally Laura just screaming over Kay. Like that's all it was. You know what I'm saying? And me just sitting there like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the fuck is going on? Needless to say, Kay actually ended up contacting me the next morning and apologizing to me. So I was like, okay. She like totally like unprovoked. I didn't, you know, I was like, I guess I'm never talking to her again. But she ended up actually reaching out to me the next day and was like, you know, I'm so sorry. You know, I slipped out and blah, 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 blah. And everything was fine after that. You know, I don't think I ever had her back on my panel, but it was fine. Maybe she came up once again. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, panels are just not my thing. So yeah, I'm definitely traumatized from that. But I was like, really, Laura, like you're adding fuel to the fire after I just told you that this girl was like so mad about the whole thing. And like, I don't know if she asked me to take the video down and then Laura posted it. I don't know. It's just so long ago. It's like 5 years ago. But oh my God. I was like, yeah, panels aren't my thing. They're not. I've had people obviously up on my panels before after that, you know, but that shit just got so derailed. Like it was literally supposed to start off as just like a friendly, like normal, let's just two girls talking on a panel, not even about true crime or Chris Watts or anything like that. We were just going to talk about life. And it turned into Laura coming up on my panel and fucking losing her shit and me getting yelled at for it. And then, you know, she apologized the next day, but it was quite the shit show. Was that the same night as Greg? I think it was. I think it was. It was just so like, I was like, dude, panels are so stressful. Like, that's when it's stressful. I mean, in all fairness, I guess Kay was, pretty controversial back then, and I probably didn't realize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably didn't realize how controversial she was at the time, and having her up there probably wasn't the best idea. Because she had a tendency to like say very inflammatory shit about Shanann Watts. Like, I agreed with some of her uh, opinions and stuff, but like she just took it too far sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, she would just say things that I'm like, come on, dude. Like, even if you think that, you got to know that saying something like that's going to piss people off, Like, even if it's true, there's just certain things that, like, maybe you just shouldn't say out loud. And she would say them. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if you want to discuss it with like a friend privately and you feel that way, that's one thing. But like saying it, there's just certain things that you're going to say that are going to fucking piss people off, So like, why say them is my point. Like, you might be right even, and I can't think of like a specific example, but like something that she's saying might be right, but it's going to piss people off, so why say it? Like, she's just that type of person where she's just going to fucking say it. So she took it way too far. Yeah, right, exactly. Speaking badly about the dead makes a lot of people uncomfortable, and there's a way you could put things. Like, I used to say things like, I felt Shanann was bossy and stuff like that, and that's a nice way of putting it. She would put it in a totally different way. She'd be like, she emasculates her husband, like she's holding his balls. You know what I'm saying? She would just say it in such a way that it was like, like you're just trying to piss people off, dude, by saying it like that. Like, you could have your opinion, that's fine, but like, uh that's also part of why I'm so fucking traumatized when it comes to true crime, because that case was fucking crazy. And there's this channel that I fucking, oh my god, I just watched them today. Okay, it's called Evil Exists. It has one of those fucking robot voices, okay, on it. And I've been following this channel. I don't even know why, because I hate their videos, but they've been making like true crime videos. They started with the Summer Wells case, okay? Now they're all up in the Sebastian case, just like all the other fucking tragedy fucking pimps, right? And vultures. I like to call them tragedy vultures. I feel like that's a way better name than pimp, because they literally are like picking at, you know what I'm saying? The scraps, like nothing, they're just like vultures. That's what they are. They're making money off of tragedies. So they're tragedy vultures. Anyway, um, this channel makes this fucking video today, and they're like, oh, so stupid. They're like, oh, there's news that, what's the dad's name? The stepdad, Chris Proudfoot, right? Chris Proudfoot went out on a date with some lady, right? From Bumble. It's always from Bumble, right? Or Tinder, right? They're like, all these people come out of the woodworks that dated all these people in the criminal cases, just like Chris Watts, right? Trent Bolt, all these people. Okay. Or are they just fucking weirdos that want attention? So anyway, this lady is supposedly is claiming that she went on a date with Chris Proudfoot off of Bumble a week after Sebastian went missing. Because, it's always a week after the kid went missing, or the crime happened too, or before, a week before. So anyway, and, he told the lady on the date that he lost his stepson in a tragic car accident or some shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is this? So I'm listening to this video. Then they start playing Justice for All, Jaundice for All. And he's like reading some like thing that somebody wrote to him. Like, I don't know if it's from the lady, I forgot. The lady that like went out on the date, supposedly, allegedly. And he's reading it. And I'm like, and where's the proof of any of this? Where's the fucking proof? So we're just going to read this thing off like it's the truth. Because why? Because somebody wrote it to you? So, this lady wrote it, must be true, right? I'm like waiting, like, is this video going to show the proof? No, nobody shows the proof. The video just ends after Justin's done. So I had to say something, because I'm like, this motherfucker who used to hang out with the likes of Betty Bullhorn, whatever the fuck her name is, and Molly Golightly, and harass people is like the fucking last person you should be taking as credible about anything ever. You know, this fucking human version of Ambien. Okay. Oh, I was so mad. And there's people down in the comments just believing this shit. They're like, oh my God, Chris needs to be in jail. And I'm like, you're just taking this guy's word for it, right? Justin for all, whatever the fuck his name is. He's so credible, right? You just take his word for it. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Holy shit. But yeah, people are fucking believing it. Thank God there was a couple of other people under there that left comments that were like, yeah, Justin, I wouldn't fucking believe a word he said. He's a fucking idiot, you know? But the majority of people on this channel, they're just going with it. They're just fucking going with it, you know? And I'm like, do you want to believe this because you already have a preconceived notion about Chris Proudfoot that he like gave away Sebastian's beloved snake? That's the other people I can't stand. That's why I can't follow that case, because this is why I can't follow the case, because I will end up telling everybody how fucking stupid they are. And it's probably best that I just don't do that, right? So I just don't follow. I'm like, how do you guys know like why they gave the snake away? Maybe Sebastian didn't want the snake anymore. You're crying over a fucking snake? A snake. Are we on the same page here? It's not like a cute little puppy that they gave away. They gave away a fucking snake, dude. An ugly, slimy, slithering snake. Oh, worst thing for me to say on my list, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, oh my God, they're horrible parents. They gave a snake away. I'm like, really, dude? That's what I call true crime Karens right there. True crime fucking Karens, dude. I'm like, they gave a snake away. Like, you don't even know why they gave the snake away. And my mom, guess what? When I was a kid, okay, I had two birds. I had BJ and Herbie were my birds. One was a cockatiel and one was a fucking parakeet. When I was like really young, I was so into the birds. I played with them all the time. Then my neighbor's dog ate one of them. That was Squeaky. And then we got BJ as a replacement. And it was never the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could never bond with this bird the way I bonded with the one that got eaten by the neighbor's dog. Okay. So I think I was like traumatized after that a little. So like the birds, like I didn't pay as much attention to them, right, as I got older. And one day, I'll never forget, I was like sitting in my room. My mom was having a garage sale. And all of a sudden, I look out my bedroom window and I see her walking out with their cages in her hand. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And I go running outside. And she's like, oh, I'm giving it to this family that lived around the corner. They have an aviary in their backyard. They did. They had like a whole house set up where they had like plants and, all this shit for birds. And they were like, I was like, you're giving my birds away? Like, you're just giving my birds away? And my mom's like, you don't pay attention to them anymore. And she was right. I didn't pay attention to them anymore. So like, she was the one who had to clean up after them. She was the one who had to clean the cages. She was the one who had to do the food and make sure they were fed every day. And it was too much, So when she explained it to me, I was like, you know what? You're right. They should go to a better home where, they'll be happy with other birds. They went to like bird paradise. They really did. And then the neighbor said I could come over and, visit them anytime I wanted, just walk in the backyard. And I did for like 2 months, and then I forgot about them again. So, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like not mad at my mom because she gave the bird away. Like, it's like she gave the bird away, dude. It was a lot to take care of the birds, cleaning, feeding them, paying for food. Like, maybe that's what happened. Maybe the kid was really into the snake when he first got it, and then he stopped paying attention to it after a while. And so the parents were like, fuck this. I don't feel like taking care of a fucking snake. And they gave it away. I don't know the story. I just know I see people saying it in the comments sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck? A beloved snake? A snake. But like that's part of the evidence as why the parents murdered him, is because they gave his snake away. That's part of the evidence. Maybe they could have focused on a snake where their focus is on their son. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, dude, it's a fucking snake. It sits in a cage and literally does nothing. You can't hug it. You can't squeeze it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't bring it for a walk. It's a fucking snake. So they gave a snake away. But does that mean that they killed, even with the people that are like, oh my God, Chris hit him with a belt. And I'm like, okay, that's not right. I don't agree with hitting children. I do not agree with it at all. But doesn't every parent have at least one fucking mistake. Like, don't they get a pass at least once for making mistakes? Because the last time I checked, being a parent is fucking hard, and kids are fucking aggravating. And I hate to say this, but especially kids that have special needs sometimes. I can only imagine how hard it is to take care of a kid with special needs, and then you're human, okay, and you could lose your patience with them because there's obvious understanding gaps and stuff like that. So okay, I don't agree with the guy hitting the kid at all, but it happened. That doesn't mean he killed the kid. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh my God, he hit him with a belt. I'm like, dude, my dad used to whip the belt out every fucking time we were in trouble. The belt came right out of the fucking pants. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I mean, it's not right, dude. It's abusive, but I'm just saying he did it once. Okay. And yes, it is wrong, but you deserve a fucking pass for, as a parent. Okay. Every parent loses their fucking temper or loses their cool at least once. I'm sorry. If you're gonna sit here and tell me you never fucking lost your cool and like started screaming at your kid, or you know what I'm saying, I don't hit my kid, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's times I've gotten that angry where I was just like, oh, get away from me, because because he's gotten me my blood so boiled. So it's like, come on, dude. Like I don't agree with it. I don't agree with hitting at all. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna tell me that you're a parent who's never lost their cool with their kid, you're a fucking liar, dude. You are a fucking liar. Everybody does. Every kid could be annoying. I don't care if they're special needs or neurotypical children. They're gonna fucking get on your nerves at some point in time. Okay, so the guy lost his cool and he hit the kid with the belt. He was wrong, but that doesn't mean he killed the kid. Okay, he admitted it. He openly admitted it. Okay, so I think if it was something that he was so ashamed of, and you know what I'm saying, then maybe he wouldn't have even admitted to it. But he admitted to it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know too many other details of the story. I just know what I saw in some of the comments under this one channel. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, these people are crazy. Crazy. Dude, I got the wooden spoon. You want to see what I used to get fucking beat with? Here. No joke. I'm not fucking kidding with you guys. Right here, it's hanging in my garage. You see right there? That thing? That paddle that says pot is boss, as everyone knows, but what Ma says always goes. That thing was hanging right up next to my kitchen table, and my mom would literally just grab that thing right off the fucking wall and beat the shit out of us with that thing. And guess what? I'm here to tell the tale. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I can't take the true crime community, dude. Especially this little trauma community. There's too many fucking Karens that just overreact, act like they're fucking perfect parents, okay, and perfect people, and they've never yelled at their kids, and they've never fucking given pets away. And fuck you, okay? Fuck you. I mean, I try to commit to pets, and like once I own something, I own it for life, which is why I would never fucking get a snake, even if my son really wanted one. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they gave a snake away. I don't think that makes them murderers. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. And I'm not saying they're innocent either. I don't know what happened. And until they find the kid, nobody's going to know what happened. But everybody should just shut the fuck up, and let law enforcement do their jobs, for fuck's sakes. I don't know why I'm laughing at maybe the slippers comment. What's that? I'm just like, holy shit. Wooden spoon support group. Oh my God. The phone cord, the slippers. I mean, dude, I got beat with everything, you know? Anyway, um, yeah, just a shit show. I'm sorry. And I might lose 25 subscribers for this live tomorrow. I'm fine with that. Okay. I really am, because just like, I just call it how I see it. It's just my opinion. If you're that offended and you want to unsub from my channel, that's fine. You're probably too sensitive to be here anyway, because I'm not going to like censor myself and be like, yeah, I totally agree with all this, because I don't. But again, it's just my opinion. I'm an asshole, you know, or I could be an asshole. Everybody has opinions. It doesn't mean I don't like people. It doesn't mean I'm taking a fucking side, because that's another thing that happens on this platform. It's like, if you agree, right? Like, I could not like you and still agree with something you say, like, people, I feel like a lot, especially in that community over there with those people, if you say one thing negative about the person that they follow, they're like done with your ass. They're like, fuck you all the way. You know, how dare you say that about so and so? You know, and it's like, all right, dude, relax. You know, nobody's perfect here. Nobody's perfect. Doesn't mean I don't like the person or I'm siding with the other person. It just means that I made an observation about this person and they're not always right. And neither am I, and neither is everybody else. It's called life. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. That's okay. I'll buy. Oh, yeah, that's right. Beefriggs always buys my 10 subs every time. Every time I lose 10, Beefriggs is there. Like, girl, I got you. Here's your 10 subs back. Oh, my God. Because, you know, I only buy them 10 at a time. Not 11, not 9, just 10. Only 10. Every time I lose 10 subs, I have to buy exactly that amount back. I don't want to make it too obvious that I'm buying subs, you know, because you can tell my channel is just growing by leaps and bounds, right? No, it's a dumpster fire. Okay. I'm surprised. I'm surprised I even made it to like fucking 8,000, let alone 9,000 people. Okay. I'm sure the 90 fucking 8% of those people don't watch me anymore. And I don't blame them at this point, you know, because I wouldn't either. Like, I'm very happy with the few people that stay here and just chill, no matter what I'm talking about. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, it's I'm not you know, I'm not that hurt about it. I'll live. I think my life will go on. I think it'll go on. I kind of gave up on my dreams of being a big YouTuber in like 2018, right? When I started going live. I mean, once I started going live, any hopes I had of being a YouTuber just went, meow. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, you're not gonna build a fucking channel ever talking shit about people. It's just not gonna. I mean, I guess you can. Oh, speaking of people talking shit about people, Rich Lux. That was the other thing I was gonna say. I was fangirling. Okay, hardcore. I watched this video last night, and he's talking about Jeffree Star is like going in on the girl Michaela, the makeup artist. He's going in about like this skincare line that she's coming out with, which makes no sense because it's like, don't you do makeup? Why are you coming out with a skincare line? Doesn't make any sense. Like, if Dr. Dre, Dray, the girl that's what is she, a dermatologist, came out with a skincare line, totally would make sense, right? But like Michaela, the makeup artist girl who does all these like crazy eyeshadow looks and all this, coming out with a skincare line just doesn't make sense. But whatever. She's coming out with a skincare line. That's great. I guess when you're that rich, you can just fucking do what you want, you know? So he's like ripping on her. Okay. And then I don't know, Rich Lux does these weird videos where he talks about the drama in the beginning. And then I think it's because he's taking his TikTok content and kind of merging it with his YouTube content. I'm assuming there's like this live kind of thing that he does on TikTok where he has like people come and join his panels or his chat or whatever the fuck you call it on TikTok. And, you know, maybe subscribers. I don't know. I don't know if it's other creators on TikTok or whatever, but he has these people coming up. And it was so funny. So I'm like listening, and all of a sudden I hear somebody just rip the loudest fart, like the loudest fart. And I fell asleep. I was falling asleep at the time when I was listening to this, because I know it's so crazy to, you know, fall asleep while you're listening to things late at night. So I fall asleep listening to YouTube every night. So anyway, I had my headphones in and I'm like listening to this, and I was like starting to doze off, and I hear the like loudest fart. It like woke me up out of my fucking sleep. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And it was fucking, I had to rewind it like 5 times because I was like, was that the dog? Like, I didn't know what it was. I'm like rewinding it like 5 times. It was somebody on his panel. So I left a comment, like I timestamped. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, somebody fucking ripped one on your panel. And he actually like replied to my comment today, just like, ha, like across the thing. I'm like, dude, somebody ripped one. I gotta upload it. I clipped it. It was so funny. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, somebody like ripped the loudest fart on your fucking panel and nobody said anything. You know what I think it was? I think it was him because I think he was recording the panel after the fact. And while he was recording it, I don't think he realized he had his sound on because you could actually hear like it sounds like it's being recorded off of speakers. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like it's happening live. It sounds like somebody's recording the conversation from like their compute, like their phone maybe, and they're listening to it on their speakers. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's hard to explain. And you just hear this loud fart ripping. It's fucking great. I gotta upload it. I should upload it as a short. Should I tag him? You think he'll like hate me forever if I tag him? Rich Lux farts. I won't blame him. I'll blame somebody else. I'll be like, somebody else farted on Rich Lux's panel. See if I could get 1 million views on it. Just kidding. Oh shit. Anyway, I just feel sorry for any parents who get in these freaks crosshairs. You people are not helping. No, they're not. They're not. I was in big trouble once for defending myself in my own home, but never in prison. Ooh, by who? You think I should do it? CK, you're such a bad influence, man. Every time I have a fucking evil idea, you're always there to back me up. Just kidding. Good times. Good times. It was really funny though, because like it literally woke me up. Like I was just starting to doze off a little bit, and I woke up. I was like, holy shit, what was that? What was that? Just like when I woke up to Laura fucking doing the Queen Bee impression. The worst Queen Bee impression. Your sisters, brothers, mothers call me. Whatever the fuck she was saying. Oh my God. Yes, I do tend to fall asleep sometimes listening to YouTube. Sometimes it's like a political video. Sometimes I fall asleep listening to Kiki Chanel. Sometimes I fall asleep listening to Christina Randall. I usually try to find a video that it's like right before I go to bed. I don't care who it is. I just try to find something that's like 45 minutes long. So like I don't have to change it. You know what I'm saying? While I'm falling asleep. So I'll like put something on. But yes, at times I do doze off on my couch and then I go up to bed. I know that's crazy. It must mean me and my husband don't sleep together anymore because I fall asleep on the couch. I see people saying crazy shit like that, and I'm like, you have to not be married. Like, for you to think that because somebody falls asleep on their couch, I'm pretty sure every person I know that's married, either one of them falls asleep on the couch at night. One of them. Like, initially, I always wake up and go in my bed, but I take melatonin, so like I have to like be really tired to fall asleep. So I'm not the type of person that's going to go up and lay in bed next to, my husband who's like, has to be up at 4 a.m. I'm not going to go up there if I'm not like asleep. Like I need to go up there when I'm sleeping because I don't want to disrupt his sleep. His sleep's more important than my sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like he has to be up so early. So I take melatonin. I sit on the couch. And then when it starts kicking in, I'll like start dozing off. Sometimes I go right up, and the other times I might sleep on the couch until like 2 and then wake up and go up in my bed. But I'm like, everybody I know, almost everybody I know is married. Even my parents were the same way. My mom always fell asleep on the couch and then got up and went into her bedroom. Well, usually it was me waking her up. I'd be like, Mom, go to bed. Because I wanted to sit in the living room. Because like, we only had like one TV in the house at the time. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh man, you probably aren't married, are you? Are you? Or you, if you think marriage is like Lucy and Ricky, they go to bed at the same time every night. They put their pajamas on and go to bed at the same time. Then you've never been married, or you aren't married. Because yeah. What's Kendall Reed's husband's channel? Oh, I don't know what that is. I didn't even know he had a live. Don't poot on a live. No. Laura cannot be funny. She has no sense of humor. What do you mean? She's the funniest person ever. No, she she just can't. She doesn't. I noticed that even when I was friends with her, I was like, she doesn't really like laugh. Like sometimes she does this weird fake dolphin laugh, but like I don't know, she doesn't like find things funny. I've noticed. Like I've never heard her laughing at like times when like other people will be laughing. She won't. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if she like purposely does that or what. But I did notice that about her, and I was like, I was questioning because I was like, maybe she doesn't get the joke, and that's why she's not laughing. But then there was times where she would like talk about things that I was like, she'd be like, I don't know, that's not funny, like on her live streams, and like it's something that everybody else thought was funny, and she just didn't think it was funny. And yeah, and then I'm just like, maybe she just doesn't get it, like maybe she like doesn't understand why it's funny. I don't know. I can't fall asleep on the couch. I've tried. Well, see, my thing is like I don't try to fall asleep on the couch. I take melatonin and then I have no choice. Like I just sit there watching my phone, and whenever the melatonin decides to kick in, I fall asleep. Like, you know what I'm saying? It happens pretty quickly. So it's not like I'm never trying to actually just fall asleep there, but sometimes I literally fall asleep like sitting up, with my glasses on because I'm like, I have to take melatonin, otherwise I won't sleep. So I'm better off sleeping on the couch. It actually helped me get on like a normal sleeping pattern because I would be up like all hours of the night, fucking wired, like because it's ADHD problems. Like I've had it my whole life. I can never settle down to sleep. It's so hard my whole life. It's been like that. So I take melatonin now, little gummies, pop a couple of those, and then I just kind of naturally fall asleep. And the thing I like about the melatonin, because I've tried other sleep shit, it doesn't make you feel tired the next day. Because every other sleep medication I've tried, from Ambien, which that shit'll make you do crazy shit. So and I don't want to take anything that I have to go to the doctor for, because that's just a pain in the ass. Ambien is no good. I took that like shit long time ago when it first came out, and then I took, what's the other one, like Unisom or something like that. That sometimes has like an opposite effect on me because it's Benadryl, and so sometimes it would have an opposite effect on me where it would actually like make my heart race and get me like more like awake. But then I would finally fall asleep. But also I would feel so fucking tired the next day, just exhausted after I took that shit. Melatonin, I've been taking it for like a couple of years now, and I feel like it knocks me out, but like I don't feel tired. The only one thing with the melatonin I've noticed is like I don't stay asleep the whole night. I still wake up like 3 times during the night, but it's a lot better than, taking what do you call it? Like other sleep medications. I mean, regular sleep medication over the counter is just Benadryl repackaged basically, and with a higher dosage than like, one Benadryl pill. But that I just don't find, like, I don't know. I feel like it knocks me out too much, and then I'm sleeping for like hours and hours and hours. And then you kind of get immune to it. Like you take it, and then after like a couple of months, it stops working. So then you take another one. You're like, oh, I'll take 3 tonight, because 2 isn't working anymore. So it's like, I don't know. I just stopped taking that one, and now I just take melatonin, and it helps me sleep because I'll be up all night, dude. Like I just don't have. I'm on like it's like a motor. It's like I don't have that ability to, like, my husband. He goes up, just lays down, and he falls asleep. If I went and laid in the bed and I wasn't like tired, I'd be tossing and turning. You know what I'm saying? And like it's horrible, but that's how it is. So I don't want to stress him out. Like that's why too I have my headphones all the time, because like if he's snoring or something, I can't stop concentrating on the snoring. Like, so I need to be like knocked out when I go to bed, like basically sleeping already. So if I fall asleep on the couch, go up, and then I'm still you know what I'm saying, like I'm awake, but I can go back to sleep in 2 seconds. Otherwise I'll fucking be up all night. I hate that. It's been like that my whole life. I wish when I was little I had melatonin because like I remember just sitting in my room every night, like staring at the wall, because I could not wind down and get myself to sleep. And it was just like the most horrible feeling. So I don't know if anybody else here has sleep problems, but I've had them my whole, life. And like I used to just stay up. That was my thing. I would just stay up until I got tired. But that could be at like 3 in the morning, and it wouldn't matter. Even if I got 2 hours of sleep, you know, for like 3 days in a row, I still couldn't fucking fall asleep. Like I remember when I was in high school, my best friend, she was like the napper. She had to take a nap every day. I was like, you little baby. She really was though, because she still to this day, I guarantee you, she takes a fucking nap after work for at least an hour. She's she's like the biggest napper. I remember we went to Ocean City, Maryland, and I'm like all ready to go party and shit. We go out, we go to the beach. She's like, all right, we'll go home, we'll take a nap, and then we'll go out tonight. And I'm like, dude. And I remember she like she's sitting there sleeping, and I'm like sitting there with my legs shaking, like, come on, let's go out. You know, she always had a fucking nap. I couldn't take it. It's like all the time we would make plans, and then she would fucking fall asleep for like 3 hours. Well, you know what's so funny? Recently, she went and got her fucking thyroid tested, and wouldn't you know, she has fucking hypothyroid. I'm like, well, that explains everything, because that's like one of the symptoms is that you're fucking tired all the time. And she's like, I haven't had a nap. I'm like, oh my God. But like, she was like a napper. I'm not. I can't sleep. I can't sleep during the day. That's why I had so much trouble when my son was a baby, because everybody always used to be like, oh, sleep when they sleep. And I'm like, I can't. You don't understand. Once I'm awake for the day, I'm awake. I'm not going back to sleep until nighttime. And even then, it's fucking almost impossible. So I would stay up. It was just annoying. Like every time me and her would try to like do something, I always had to wait for her to take a nap. And I would try to take a nap sometimes too, just like pass the time. And she would fucking, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And sometimes she used to nap right through until like when we were supposed to be leaving for whatever we were doing. And we all used to want to kill her because we'd have to like call her house 100 times. Her dad would be like, she's sleeping. We're like, dude, just wake her up. We're supposed to be going somewhere. Oh my God. But yeah, she was a napper. I am not. I cannot nap. I don't even like if I take a nap during the day, it's because I'm like sick. Otherwise, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how. Even today, I felt so drained and so tired for some reason. I must have drank like 20 cups of coffee. I could not just lay down and fall asleep though. Like I don't know how people do that. So sucks, but my insomnia right now. Oh, makes me nap the nap queen. See, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Like my husband, he could like pass out on the couch on like a Saturday afternoon for a couple hours. I can't do that. I could never do that. Once I'm awake in the morning, that's it. I'm awake for the morning. I'm awake for the day. And then, at night, I have to take something to go to sleep. Otherwise, I'll be up all night. It's like almost like my body doesn't want to sleep. It's really weird. I'd nap at work if they let me. When I used to work, I mean, I felt like sometimes I would get really tired at work, but still, I like people used to go in their cars. Even my mom used to tell me, she's like, oh, I go in my car at my lunch break and sleep. And I'm like, what? Like, I can never do that. Even as tired as I would be at work sometimes, I just couldn't like fucking fall asleep. Like, those people that sleep on trains and planes and shit. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you sleep on a fucking train? Like, I can never do that. My husband's like, oh, yeah. He's like, because he sometimes would have to take the train to work for a city, to go to the city. And he's like, yeah, there's like, everybody's sleeping. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's so weird. Like, I would never be able to fall asleep on a fucking train with people around me. Like, what? It's so fucking weird. Anywho. But yeah, I have sleep issues. I don't know how I got into this whole thing about sleeping, but I'm just not a sleeper, dude. I'll try the gummies. Which ones? The melatonin ones. I take, what brand is this? Hold on. It is. I just like it because I take the 10 milligram, dude. But I gotta tell you, sometimes I eat a couple extra, not because I need them, just because they taste so good. Natural, NATRO, R. What the fuck did I just say? NATROL. Natural. Okay. And melatonin 10 milligrams. They're so good. I'm like, I wish this brand would come out with like the gummies without the melatonin, because I would literally just fucking eat them for snacks because they're so good. They're like strawberry flavored and they just taste so good. So every once in a while, I'll just like grab an extra one because I'm like, oh, it tastes so good. But they have them for kids too. But the kids one's only like 1 milligram. But anyway, they're so good, dude. Like, and they work really well. You got to take them like a little while before you go, plan on going to sleep though. Sometimes it's so weird. Sometimes I think it depends on like the time of month too, because I've noticed like before, like, that time of the month, I'll get really, really tired for like a couple of days and I'll pass out, no problem. And that's rare. But then there's other times during the month that I can't sleep at all. And even if I take those, I'm still like fucking wired for some reason. And it must have something to do with like hormone levels at that time. Because sometimes they don't work. But most of the time, I think it takes like a half hour to kick in. A half hour to an hour. And you're good. My brother has ADHD, sleep apnea, anxiety, and he can't sleep. His brain never shuts down. It's crazy. Yep. He has always been so hyped up. It makes me feel like a nervous wreck. I'm not like that. Like, I'm not like, I don't think I drive other people crazy, but I just can't, like, same thing. I can't really shut my brain off. I think as an adult now, I'm better at like being able to kind of shut my brain off. When I was a kid, it was so hard. Like, I just could not stop thinking, you know? Like, I'd be like laying in bed and be like, oh my God, is the front door locked? Is the toaster unplugged? Is the iron unplugged? Like, I was like that. Like, I used to get like crazy. Now I feel like I'm definitely, a little better at like kind of turning my brain down, but like, it's just, I don't know. If you have ADHD, then you like probably understand it's just very hard to settle down. Even just sitting still is hard. Like, if I go to movies or even out to dinner sometimes, if I'm like forced to sit still for like a long period of time, I go crazy. Like, I get very anxious and anxiety because I'm like, I just want to get up and move around. It's very hard to just like sit still and like focus on something for like a long period of time. So I hate going to the movies. I mean, there's a plethora of reasons why I hate going to the movies, but it all probably stems from ADHD because it's, all the distractions, the people making noises, the sound being too loud, in the movie theater, like the speakers are so loud. Um, it's just sensory overload, for people like me. And so I'm like, and then having to sit still through all of it. No, thank you. No, thank you. Like, I'm the person that gets up like 100 times during a movie to go to the bathroom just because I need to get up. Like, I need to move. So, it sucks. But what's the alternative, right? Being normal? Fuck that. I don't want to be normal. Fuck that. A movie date is literally, oh my God. I went on a movie date. Actually, if you want to hear that story, it's on my channel. It's actually called The Worst. I suggest everybody watch it because it's actually the craziest fucking worst date story you've ever heard in your life. Maybe you might have a worse one. I have yet to find somebody that has a worse first date story. So this one involves going to the movies, police, and a hit and run. So yeah. So if you go on my channel and you go on my uploads and go back long before my grief series, probably around like 2016, I might have made that video, or 17. There's a video on there called I think it's called the worst date story ever or something like that. That thumbnail's like a picture of me, I think in black and white, and then like hearts, and like, like the, like, I don't know, it says something like worst date and then in hearts, all different color hearts. I highly suggest watching the video because it's a fucking crazy story. And see, that's when I was like trying to make a legit YouTube channel back then, but I fucked that all up. Because I was like, I have so many funny stories to tell. Well, guess what? That never happened. Anyways, hey, Alicia, you're just in time because I'm just about to end this. I'm just about to end this. I gotta eat something. I'm going away again this weekend, so I got some stuff I gotta finish up over here. Anyway, anywho, I thought I was done traveling, but I'm not. I'm just not. This weekend, and then April. So I got a good month. I didn't realize, I knew I was going to be traveling this month, but I thought it was like towards the end of the month, but I was wrong. It's this week. So, anywho, not for long. We're just going somewhere close. Not crazy. Not a big vacation or anything. But it's just nevertheless, I have to pack bags again and fucking be away from my house for another fucking few days. So, anywho. All right. I am gonna end this, but it was lovely talking to you guys. Look, if you want to hate me for my opinion, that's cool. I'm down with it. It is what it is. But anybody who's still here, thank you, appreciate it. And I know it is getting warm here too, Zizi. I'm so excited, and I see little green things coming out of the ground, and it's the best. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys again. I'll be back sometime, probably next week. So hope you guys all have a great weekend. Get out and enjoy the beautiful weather. All right. And I'll catch up with you guys sometime next week. All right. I'm out.